Brown, accompanied by Ayla Wildcat Anise and his dad, Shane Brown, of the Birdtown community. Number 3, Lucas Brown. Number 4, Jacob Waldroop. Number 15, Jesse Waldroop, seniors. They are the twin sons of Jeff and Lisa Waldroop. I have a brother, Matthew, a sister-in-law, Kayla, of the Alarka community. Number 4, Jacob Waldroop. Number 15, Jesse Waldroop. Number 5, Junior Connor Hyatt, escorted by his parents, Travis and Lee Hyatt, his brother Cooper, and his sister Kinsley of the Toothala community. Number 5, Connor Hyatt. Number 7, Junior Robert Green, escorted by his parents, Karen and Mike Green, his brother Sam, and his sister Ayla of the Lower Alarka community. Number 7, Robert Green. Number 8, Senior Hunter Call, escorted by his mother, Susan Call, of Jenkins Branch. Number 8, Hunter Call. Number 9, Senior Gage Southards, escorted by his father, Brian Southards, his mother, Ashley Woodard, Aaron Southards, his stepmom, James Woodard, his stepdad, Gaston, Aiden, and Gunnar, his brothers, and his sister, Harper. Number 9, Gage Southards of Alarka. Number 16, Daniel Ammons, Sr., escorted by his parents, Jim and Debbie Ammons. Also his grandparents, Don and Joanne Clough, his grandmother, Ruth Ammons, his sister, Megan, of the Lueda community. Number 16, Daniel Ammons. Number 20, Hunter Burrell, Sr., his father, Rocky Burrell, his mother, Candace Moose, Travis Moose, the stepfather, his sisters, Taylor and Trista of Lemons Branch. Number 20, Hunter Burrell. Number 22, Bryce Sane, sophomore, escorted by his parents, Jay and Jill Sane, and his brother Blake of Conley's Creek. Number 22, Bryce Sane. Number 25, sophomore, Damian Lossey, escorted by Steve and Charmaine Sutton, his parents, Gabe, his brother, his sister of Wolftown. Sorry about that, sis. Number 30, Andrew Chavez, a sophomore, escorted by Alabino Chavez of Bryson City. Number 32, Colby Taylor, Jr., parents, Janaea and Tony Taylor, his brother Carson, his grandmother, Dolores Murphy, Kristen Murphy Cooper, his aunt, of the Birdtown community. Number 32, Colby Taylor. Number 33, Junior Ian Brooks, escorted by his parents, Sean and Fran Brooks, of Lower Alarka. Number 33, Ian Brooks. Number 34, Zach Klein, sophomore, escorted by his parents, Scott and Jessica Klein of Galbraith Creek. 34, Zach Klein. Number 41, sophomore, Trip Peterson, escorted by his mother, Wendy Peterson, his father, Teddy Peterson, Jennifer Peterson, his stepmom, Bubba, his brother, of Hyatt Creek. Number 41, Trip Peterson. Number 44, Thomas Allen, Jr., escorted by his parents, Carl and Tony Allen, and Dwight, his brother, of Kirklands Creek. Number 47, Jacob Langston, Jr., escorted by his mother, Sassy Langston, his father, Alan Langston, his brothers, Dylan and JT, of Bryson Branch. Number 47, Jacob Langston. Number 52, Charlie Lambert, Jr., escorted by his mother, Lori Lambert, his grandmother, Sandy Bradley, of Adams Creek. Number 52, Charlie Lambert. Number 55, Aiden Smith, sophomore, escorted by his parents, Penny and Junior Cody, his grandparents, of Tutala. Aiden Smith, sophomore. Number 55. Number 56, Michael Winchester, sophomore, escorted by his aunt, Renee Winchester, and his grandfather, Larry Winchester, of Deep Creek. Number 56, Michael Winchester. Number 59, Elias Watkins, a junior, escorted by his mother, Alice Smith, or Lee Smith, and his father, Ursel Watkins, of Birdtown. Number 60, Brian Jackson, sophomore, escorted by his parents, Sorella and Abe Jackson, and his sister, Kanaya, of Yellow Hill. Number 60, Brian Jackson. Number 62, Aiden Allison, a sophomore, escorted by his mother, Brandy Allison, his father, Justin Green, and William, his brother, of Whittier. Number 62, Aiden Allison. Number 66, Colby Kirkland, Jr., escorted by his mother, Whitney Dietz, his father, Brian Kirkland, his brother, Carter, and his sister, Haley, of Grassy Branch. Number 66, Colby Kirkland Jr. Number 67, Connor McCoy, Jr., escorted by Dan and Rosie McCoy, his parents, Andrea, his sister, and Jay, his cousin, of Birdtown. Number 74, senior Nolan Brown, escorted by his parents, Robbie and Tavish Brown, of Alarka. 74, Nolan Brown. Number 75, junior Nick Millsaps, escorted by his parents, Clifford and Lynn Millsaps, his sister Lily, his grandmother Evelyn, his grandmother Jean Carson, and his cousins Michael and Marie Childers. Number 75, Nick Millsaps. Number 80, Jesus Salza, a junior, escorted by his parents, Leticia and Domingo Salsa, and his sister, Lilia, of Bryson City. Number 81, Brandon Salinas, Jr., escorted by his father, Daniel Salinas of Birdtown. Number 51, Chase Hughes, Jr., escorted by Joey and Selena Hughes, parents of Davis Branch. 51, Chase Hughes. And now we have Tyler Payne, a senior, escorted by his mother, Tracy Payne, his stepfather, John Hagler, Scott Payne, his father, Mandy Payne, his stepmother, and Dalton, his cousin of Bear Cove. A little break in the action right here between the varsity football team and the cheerleaders. If you folks will hold where you are. Tyler Payne, football manager, being mobbed by the team. A little bit about Tyler. He came even in the summer workouts to manage the football team, to make sure they had water, ice, towels, Gatorade, and other needs were met. He helps the coaches get equipment for the drills, helps catch and throw to the players during drills, etc. It would be an understatement to say the team means a lot to Tyler, but Tyler means a lot, not just to them, but to all of us. Tyler Payne. Coach B will now present a few gifts in the middle of the field to Tyler. A little bit about Tyler. He has done more than expected, over and above what was expected. He's being presented with a photo. And now something very, very special. A helmet. Has Tyler disappeared? A very special gift tonight for Tyler is a football helmet. And you ask, well, what's so special about a football helmet? Well, let me share these details with you. First of all, the entire Swain High varsity team and coaching staff signed it with love. There are 3 pitchforks for each year that Tyler managed the varsity football team. And then the number 18 is on the helmet in honor of both his grandparents. You wonder why number 18 is his favorite number. Well, this is why. 08 is when his pa passed, and number 10 is when his mama did. And he said, add those together, and that's his favorite number, number 18. Congratulations and a great big thank you to Tyler Payne from the entire football team and all the fans. Way to go, Tyler. And now we have the Swain High varsity cheerleaders. First is Kayla Evans, a sophomore, being escorted by her mother, Barbie Evans, and her dad, Dave Maggard, and his brother, Matthew, of Bryson City. Sophomore, Kayla Evans. Sophomore, Caitlin Jones is being escorted by her dad, Yancey Jones. Mom is on crutches and is not able to walk out there, but his mom is Amanda Jones, and they live in the Robinson Gap community. Sophomore, Caitlin Jones. Junior, Mackenzie Cochran, escorted by her parents, Tony and Michelle Cochran, and sister Taylor Cochran of the Lower Alarka community. Junior Mackenzie Cochran. Next is Brittany Schuler, a junior, escorted by her parents, Shannon and Eugene Schuler, and brother Seth Schuler of Whittier. Junior Brittany Schuler. Senior Rachel Blythe, escorted by her mother, Brittany Rogers, and father Sam Blythe, her siblings Samantha and Maya Blythe, grandmother Agnes Welch. Rachel resides in the Birdtown community, plans to attend a 4-year college and obtain a degree in interior design. Junior Nola Tisatuski, escorted by her parents, Misty and Robbie Tisatuski of the Big Cove community. Senior Rachel Blythe, escorted by her mother, Brittany Rogers, and father Sam Blythe, siblings Samantha and Maya Blythe, grandmother Agnes Welch. Rachel resides in the Birdtown community, plans to attend a 4-year college and obtain a degree in interior design. Senior Morgan Proctor, escorted by her mother, Dina Proctor, and her father, Jay Proctor, of the Ela community. After high school, Morgan plans to attend a 4-year college, majoring in ecology. Senior and co-captain, Miss Alyssa Schofield, escorted by her parents, Amanda and Joshua Lesser, and her brother, Donald Schofield, of the Bryson Branch community. Alyssa plans to attend a 4-year college and obtain a doctorate degree eventually in oncology. Senior and co-captain of the squad, Alyssa Schofield. Senior and captain, Sydney Hampton, escorted by her parents, April and P.D. Hampton, and brothers, Jeffrey and Cameron Hampton, of the Silver Mine community. After high school, Sydney plans to attend college, obtain a degree in nursing. Senior and Captain Sydney Hampton. Senior and Captain Tamara Nations, escorted by her parents, Norma and Brandon Burdett, sisters Taylor and Haley Nations of the Buckner's Branch community. Tamara plans to attend SCC for 2 years and then transfer to Western Carolina University, continuing her education with the goal of becoming a pediatric oncologist. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2018 Swain High Varsity Cheerleaders, coached by Sherry Wright.
Live from Swain County Memorial Stadium in Boys Dietz Field here at Swain County High School. This is the final regular season game of 2018 as our Maroon Devils are here at home to take on the Gladiators Sports Academy. Hi, everybody. Gary Ayers back with you on a Friday night along with the coach, Rod White, joining me here. And, Coach, we kind of got split up last week, but it was all for a good thing. We had to team up and do a little PA, and Toby Burrell stepped in here. And I'm sure you and he did a great job on the broadcast, and it's always fun, isn't it?
Well, I haven't listened to it, but if anybody's out there, I hope I didn't offend anybody, because there was a point in time there where both Coach Burrell and I were kind of speechless. We were in shock. So there wasn't really a whole lot to say about it, but it's unfortunate, and we really needed that football game. But that's water under the bridge now, and I know that Coach Blankenship and his whole staff and the players, this is their time right here to finish this season off with a plus.
Hey, that's it. That's finishing on a winning note. And by the way, we'll probably say this a dozen times during the broadcast here tonight. But fans, don't forget, there is no game next Friday night. Next Friday night is going to be a makeup game, or a makeup week, if you will, for the high schools down in the Piedmont and the eastern part of North Carolina that suffered damage from Hurricane Florence. Now, here in the mountains, of course, we didn't see the kind of damage they had down there. So basically, it's a plus for the mountain teams, Coach. And I know you would agree. We have a week off. Teams can rest up a little bit. Our players can get their legs back a little bit. Some bumps and bruises can heal up a little bit because, hey, we're going to have 2 weeks before we play again. And in a football season, 2 weeks is almost an eternity.
Well, it is. We did not know at the beginning of the season you'd end up with 2 open dates.
Right.
But because of the weather down around the New Bern area and down on the coast in Jones County and places like that where there's folks down there a whole lot like us, that's pretty rural country down in there. And when they get hit by storms like that, they just don't recover overnight. It takes them a while to get back on track and get leaned back into things. So they got to finish their schedules down there. And a lot of them are conference games. Some of them aren't, but if you look online, you can see those games, and they're important. They're important to where they're going to end up in the playoffs and their standings and where they finish in their conference and their seedings and all that other stuff. But, we'll have that week to hopefully recuperate, get regenerated a little bit, and then go back to war and see how far we can take this thing.
Hey, that's the key. And coming in, of course, tonight, we know we're going to finish third in the conference behind Murphy and Robbinsville. Regardless of what they do, of course, they have conference games tonight. Cherokee is at Murphy. Robbinsville is at Andrews. Rosman at Hayesville is the other conference game that is being played tonight. Of course, we're all finished with conference play as we wind up third at 4-2. Robbinsville just ahead of us at 4-1. So even if they were to lose tonight, we'd still be in third as they have the tiebreaker. Murphy is all alone at 5-0, and I think they'll win tonight. But even if they did lose, they'd still be number one as they have the tiebreaker over second place Robbinsville. Exactly. So that kind of gives you a rundown. And Coach, I was talking to Toby Burrell. I'm not sure that we're going to see a home game this year as being the third place team in the league. We might be on the road for the full playoff run.
Yeah, we'll be road warriors. That's pretty much a given. The way other people's record stacks up, and of course I am. If it hadn't been for Coach Burrell back when I was coaching, keeping me apprised of what was going on downstairs, I could have told you who were playing. I actually a lot of times would be out of town, and he would get all the indications together, and he would have it narrowed down to 2 or 3 games that we would be playing, either at home or on the road. It's according where you got seated. So I'd just stay on the phone with him and wait, and sure enough, he'd nail it. And you'd call those coaches. There'd be numbers you could get from the state, and you'd give them calls and start meeting. And back then, you still exchanged videos of the games.
Yeah, so, real film.
Yeah, real stuff where you had to hold a remote in your hand and keep rewinding it. And that was the good old days. And I don't know how they do it today with the technology, other than most of it's online now. So,
it is.
So it's kind of amazing that that it's come that far. But on Saturday, you were on the road somewhere after that final game. Saturday morning, you'd be driving down Interstate 40, sometimes nearly to Raleigh. It was crazy. And it was crazy some of the pairings we would get because of where other people would finish. And, I mean, when you're playing people like Hopton, you know, and that's just south of Raleigh.
So, there was a lot of traveling back then. Fans, stay tuned. We're going to take a 2-minute break down the line as we're getting closer to kickoff, so stay with us. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout right here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hello, Maroon Devil fans. This is Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, asking you to come out and support our Maroon Devils during this upcoming sports year. I know what it's like to wear the maroon and white and the dedication to excellence it takes to reach your goals. Like so many of the teammates I had the honor of playing with, together we accomplished some great things. I have taken the same dedication and lessons I've learned from the playing fields with me to Farley Insurance to become the best insurance agent I can be, and then some. Whether it's home, auto, life, health, business, or commercial, Farley Insurance is dedicated to making sure we take care of you and your family. Come be a part of the largest independently owned insurance company in the Smoky Mountain Conference, located at 264 U.S. Highway 19, Bryson City, North Carolina. Numbers 828-366-2555. Again, 828-366-2555. I'm Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, your hometown insurance agent. And go Big Maroon.
Fans, welcome back as we now take you down to the field live for the presentation of colors and, of course, our national anthem. And it will be presented by the Swain County High School Marching Band following our prayer. So stay tuned.
For many decades, traditional values of courtesy, patriotism, and discipline have been a part of the culture of Western North Carolina Mountains and Swain County. We'll now face the American flag. For attention, we'll pay tribute to this great nation of ours and the freedoms it represents. We ask all in the stadium to remove your hats and stand at attention in true reverence, and that all talking and other distractions cease. The presentation of colors tonight by the Swain County High School Air Force Junior ROTC Color Guard, carrying the national colors, Captain Caleb Cooley, United States Air Force colors, Cadet Airman Basic Keith Amon, carrying the state of North Carolina colors, Cadet Airman Basic James Clark. Ceremonial guards tonight are Cadet Major Tyler Jennings and Cadet Captain Chase Stover. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, presented by the Swain County High School Marching Band.
Fans, welcome back live on this Friday night. And as you were listening and also watching as our Maroon Devil Band performed the national anthem and the presentation of colors, yes, that was the wind that is whistling through the top of the press box here with Joe Holt upstairs and Emma Dingle. And, Coach, that wind, it was almost overpowering the sound of the band. It is really whistling and blowing really hard out there.
Yeah, Joe better tie Emma down. She'll go sailing out of there in any minute. She ain't no bigger than a fly. And, yeah, they better tie her up there.
But it is really blowing tonight, fans, as we look down at the American flag. It's almost standing straight out. We saw the color guard flags out there really blowing, and we heard it on the microphones as it was blowing through the top of the press box up here. And it's not a warm night anyway. Temperatures, I'm guessing, right now in the probably mid-40s, maybe low 40s here as we're getting closer to kickoff time. But so it's going to be a cool night. But, hey, we had enough hot nights here this year, Coach. These cool nights aren't bad.
No, it's kind of blustery out there. It's been blowing a little bit of rain around, and it's not soaking wet out there, but it's just damp and windy right now. But like you said, the temperature is favorable after the kind of summer we've had.
No doubt. Fans, earlier this week, Emma Dingle had a chance to sit down and talk football with our head coach, Neil Blankenship. Emma, take it away.
Hello, Maroon Nation. This is Emma Dingle for the Maroon Devils Network. I'm here with head football coach Neil Blankenship. Coach, our Devils had a tough loss to the Black Knights in a very close defensive contest. How much of a factor was the weather in determining the outcome of that game?
Well, I think it hurt both teams about the same as it did on offense. You know, it was hard to get some things going on O. You know, I thought we did a good job of taking care of the football, not turning the football over with the weather. But, you know, they just made another play that we didn't make, and we were able to get that extra touchdown there. And, you know, our kids played hard. We just couldn't put enough good plays in a row to do that. And we got behind the chains a couple times. And we just got to do a better job being more consistent there on both sides of the ball, because when they did make some plays, it was sometimes some of our breakdowns that caused those. So, you know, we just got to become more consistent.
Earlier in the season, our defense seemed to struggle a bit defending against the pass. Can you talk about the improvements to our defensive play that resulted in 2 key interceptions last week?
Well, our secondary has continued to get better. They're one of our hardest working groups. You know, that was one of our major weaknesses, and we talked about this week with them is, you know, that they were the weakness early in the year because of the pass, and they just continue to come every day and work hard, and they take coaching real well, and they just listen so well, and they compete every day in practice, and it shows. They continue to get better and better. So I've been real happy the way they've continued to play and get better and not give up on what happened early in the season and continue to come to practice every day to work.
This Friday is the end of our regular season schedule as we face the Carolina Gladiators from Asheville here at home, and it also happens to be Parents' Night. How important is this night for our players?
Well, I think anytime you're playing, it could be your last game playing at home as a senior. That's very important. You never know the way the playoffs go if you're going to get another one at home. So I think having that night to recognize them as the seniors and then also the parents, you know, for all the time they put in and bringing them back and forth to practice is a good night. And, you know, and hopefully they get a win and get to go off the field for the last time if we don't get another playoff game with a win.
We faced the Gladiators for the first time last year. What can we expect to see in this contest this time around?
Well, I hope you know, our kids will play and play well, and you know, and I think we'll be the better team in this one. And you know, but it's more of less if our kids take care of business. I'm hoping we'll be able to get some young kids and kids that don't get to play a lot down the road the whole season, get some playing time in them. That's my goal for this game, is get some of them kids that haven't had an opportunity to play in the games to get a lot of playing time in them. So that's the goal for this game.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you.
This is Emma Dingle for the Maroon Devils Network. And now, back to the pregame show.
Thanks a lot, Emma. Job well done. And talking about our defensive secondary, Coach, congratulations to Daniel Ammons, who had 2 interceptions last week against Robbinsville. He was named our player of the game by Michael Watson of Farley Insurance. And Daniel and that secondary is getting better week by week.
Yeah, he actually intercepted the ball on 2 identical plays. In one in one quarter and one in another quarter. They were trying to get it back out of the backfield and trying to get him to run deep and cover that wide receiver. And they'd worked on it, practiced it, just exactly like Coach Blankenship said. It was evident. He saw it just like he saw it at practice. And he just got out there in his zone, settled his feet, and intercepted both of them.
They got the job done. Fans, stay tuned. We're going to come back as we're getting closer to kickoff here on Parents' Night at Swain County High School. But first, we're going to break 2 minutes down the line, and we'll be back in 2 minutes right here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hello, Maroon Devil fans. This is Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, asking you to come out and support our Maroon Devils during this upcoming sports year. I know what it's like to wear the maroon and white and the dedication to excellence it takes to reach your goals. Like so many of the teammates I had the honor of playing with, together we accomplished some great things. I've taken the same dedication and lessons I've learned from the playing fields with me to Farley Insurance to become the best insurance agent I can be, and then some. Whether it's home, auto, life, health, business, or commercial, Farley Insurance is dedicated to making sure we take care of you and your family. Come be a part of the largest independently owned insurance company in the Smoky Mountain Conference, located at 264 U.S. Highway 19, Bryson City, North Carolina. Numbers 828-366-2555. Again, 828-366-2555. I'm Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, your hometown insurance agent. And go Big Maroon.
Fans, welcome back. Our Maroon Devils here will receive the opening kickoff to get this game underway, and the Gladiator Sports Academy will be kicking off. And, Coach, of course, our seniors are being honored here tonight. This could be their last home game ever, as we have 7 seniors on the team. They are Jacob Waldrop, Hunter Call, Gage Southards, Jesse Waldrop, Daniel Ammons, our player of the week, Hunter Burrell, also Nolan Brown out there. And Coach, looking across the line, though, I can't help but I don't want to say I feel sorry for any team, but these kids are just outmatched. They have 13 kids over there from the Gladiator Sports Academy, which is over in Arden, North Carolina. It's not in South Carolina, like you might have read in the paper this week, but 13 kids dressed out to play. Some of them are really small, and it's going to be a tough night.
Yeah, and you look at those kids, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? They're out there, and they've got a helmet strapped on. They're part
tough.
of this game. They're going to be part of it. They come from different backgrounds. You can tell they're not part of a public school system.
Right.
It's more, from what I understand, a homeschool system. And they gather up whenever they can. They practice as much as they can. They get equipment from other folks. And they try to keep it as low cost as they can on parents and whatnot. But they're out there to play the game of football and have that opportunity. And I'm going to tell you what, my hat's off to them. Any young man who wants to strap it on and get out there and get in the dirt and play the game, I'm all for it.
And you know, kids who come out and play under this kind of a situation, they've got to love the game because they know every week when they go out there that they're going to be the underdog.
Well, sure, and it's obvious unless they can meet up with some other academies and find a neutral field to play on and have a chance to win a game. Their proposal is not to win. It is to compete and get out there and learn this game and be a part of it and experience it, because it's not something that everybody's cut out to do. So if they've got that helmet on, like I said, I'm all for them. This game was good to me. I didn't know anything else, so that's what I grew up doing and was a part of it, and good and bad. So, and I made, whatever my career was, I made it coaching. So that's the bottom line.
Hey, it's a wonderful game. Reed Bennett is their head coach. They are coming in 0-5. Here's how their season has gone. They opened up the season at Andrews, losing 45-zip. They took on the Hickory Hawks, and that one was a tough one, losing 54-6. They played up at Cherokee, losing that one 57-zip. They played Statesville Christian, lost a tough one there, 10-2. That was a tough one for them. They played Camden Military down in Camden, South Carolina. That was a 55-12 game. And then, of course, they're coming in here tonight to play our Swain High Maroon Devils. So these kids have had a tough season, but, hey, they're hanging in there. And they're going to be playing a little bit of drizzly rain. We've had some light sprinkles out there, Coach. But, like I say, these kids they've got to love the game.
Oh yeah, and they wouldn't be out here if they didn't, and they know the odds are stacked against them. It's obvious, and I mean, you can look at them on the field out there. They come out here to play the game, and they're going to try to make the best out of it they can, and try to compete with us.
And they're taking the field. Our folks from Gladiator Sports Academy. Black pants, white jerseys, green numbers, and mostly black helmets. Got one white one out there. Of course, our Maroon Devils are going to be in all gray for the first time this year with maroon helmets and maroon numbers. Ready to go here. But, Coach, I think Neil Blankenship made a good point. He said this is Parents' Night, And more than likely, this is going to be the final home game for these 7 seniors.
Exactly, and it'll be a great night to have a lot of opportunities. Over the years, we finished this game right here would have been the game against Murphy.
Right.
And this place would have been standing room only, and both teams with good records, and it was always a war. So this is different, and it's exceptionally it gives these other kids a chance to get out there and show what they can do, too.
There's Jared Roberts kicking off for the Sports Academy, and there's going to be a knee taken down there by Daniel Ammons. And again, Daniel is our Player of the Week, brought to you by Michael Watson at Farley Insurance. He took a knee, no return. We'll have it 1st and 10 at our 36-yard line here, Coach. And boy, that wind, you can hear it up top. As a matter of fact, it's still blowing around.
Man, it's not letting up at all.
And now the Gladiators come out with a 4-man front. We're ready to go. Maroon Devils come out in the I formation. Tight ends setting up on the left side. Strong side over there. And here we go, running to the left side, and there's a whole lot of running room over there. But almost a tackle, a missed tackle over on the left sideline. And stepping out of bounds over there is going to be our go-to guy, and that's Bryce Swain. And, Coach, I think that will put Bryce Swain over 1,000 yards. He only needed 13 yards coming into the game tonight to go over 1,000.
Yeah.
And I think that put him over the mark.
Well, I'm glad to see that. We need a 1,000-yard rusher. He's been working hard all year long. He's taken a lot of punishment over the season, and it's not been the type of season he really wanted, but it's good to see him accumulate that kind of yardage.
Got a man in motion to the right side, right at our Maroon Devil bench, and here we go running to the left side. And I tell you what, they stacked us up over there. There's a good tackle by number 32, Anthony Johnson.
Yeah, you can tell he's been coached a little bit right there. That's a great form. That's the way you tackle right there. He got the veer block right here. He's the linebacker. Comes off from the inside, gets his head across him, and drives his feet. That's a great play by that young man.
And, Coach, I'm just going to get on a soapbox here, but even in the NFL, there are so many tackles missed because they don't wrap them up.
That's it. And
holy cow.
And their feet. A big thing that I always stressed was their feet, and how much your feet play such a huge, important part of it.
Here goes Bryce Swain down the right sideline, another Maroon Devil first down. And I saw it in the Carolina Panthers secondary, and I can't remember the player's name, number 25, but he comes up and he just tries to hit people with his shoulders and come up with that big play and knock them down, but he bounced off and kept going.
Yeah, a lot of those guys, they don't put as much time into their tackling. They're used to doing that, and they're not going to be in a situation where they work on it a whole lot.
You're right. So now, 1st down and 10. Bryce Swain with that big run. Again, over 1,000 yards, as we mentioned a moment ago. Here we go with a strong side left. Damian throwing a little too tall over there. Just off the fingertips at the 30-yard line of our intended receiver over there. And over there is going to be number 8, Hunter Call, but almost had him.
Yeah, we're trying to give everybody an opportunity to open the game up just a little bit right here and throw it some. Good protection on the edge. I think Damon just needs to get his shoulders on around a little bit. If anybody's watching it on the telecast right there, he let his front shoulder lead him just a little bit, and that's going to happen when you're sprinting out like that. You gotta snap your shoulders around to get that throw off.
And the pass sailed a little bit. This time Damian's going to carry the football. Damian down to the 30, all the way down to the 25-yard line. It's another Maroon Devil first down here on the first minute of play on this chilly Friday night at Swain County High School.
Yeah, running a little bit of option out of the look right here, and this is an option for him to keep the football. His eyes are right at that defensive end. He sees the end closing on Bryce, so he pulls it, and then he's got to try to find him a seam. And it's just body-on-body blocking up there. You just put your helmet on somebody and start driving them.
And a good tackle from behind by Cody Howell over there, number 80 for the Gladiators. And here we go running to the right side this time. Good open field tackle by Logan Sapp over there for the Gladiator Sports Academy. But then again, another good run over there by Ian Brooks. Ian came out as one of our captains out there tonight.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job over there. The Gladiators are by finding the football and making plays, and so it's not a cakewalk. They know a little bit about what they're doing. Yeah. They've been coached a little bit, so they understand.
This time, Damian under center, 4-man front, and nice hole over there. Bryce runs through it. He's going to take it all the way to the house. And Coach, I know as you know as well, when you're playing teams, especially if that's that triple option or a veer option, where your eyes go is really important.
Yeah, and that 4-man front, immediately, as soon as we traded the tight end, that defensive end widened, and he's telling you, I can't stop you from running this dive. That's exactly as opposed to what we saw Robbinsville doing, by they're taking their tackles and just diving into that C gap to make sure we couldn't get into it cleanly. And so it's a little bit different.
Bryce Swain for the touchdown. Now for the point after. It's going to be up, and it looks good, and it is good. So we get that extra point. Hunter Call boots it through, and we've just played under 2 minutes, and we're going to take a 30-second timeout with our Maroon Devils up 7-0 over the Gladiators Sports Academy out of Arden over near Asheville. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hi, this is Emma Dingle. Thanks for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Fans, welcome back as the Gladiator Sports Academy actually fumbled the kickoff, but they get right back on it. Number 24, Logan Sapp, gets on the football, and those guys will take over now 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Coach, going to be interesting to see what kind of an offense we're going to be looking at tonight.
Yeah, I was watching them warm up, and you and I were talking during the break there out of the gun and pistol set with one back there, so we'll see what kind of talent they have offensively. I'm just curious with the size differential up front right there, what kind of running game they might even attempt. But they've had some success this year to score any points.
Now they're going to line up, as you mentioned. They got those backs behind the quarterback in that pistol set, 3 wide receivers. And again, a huge size disadvantage up front. They toss it to the left side, and there are a lot of Maroon Devils around the football as they toss it over here to Anthony Johnson, number 32, up there with the initial contact. Looks like
Hi,
Jay
this
Shoes,
is Emma
51.
Dingle. Thanks for watching the Maroon Devils.
Yeah, it was a great job of him getting upfield and getting his head across him right here. He almost the snap was almost over his head, trying to run a toss sweep look, trying to get a kick out block out here on the edge.
Pow.
Head across, sinking his hips, get his feet going, and no gain.
That's Big Thomas Allen with the initial contact. Outstanding tackle. 2nd down now. They lost a couple. 2nd and 12. Again, lining up. The backs right behind the quarterback on either side of him. They throw it. It's too tall. And getting a hand on it over there for the Maroon Devils secondary. That looked like 16 over there. Daniel Hammonds, our player of the week again.
Yeah, ball comes out of the quarterback's hands pretty quick, and he's got something on it, but it is too tall. And it almost gets picked off there by him. He about had his 3rd one in 2 weeks.
Daniel doing a good job last week with 2 picks against Robbinsville for the player of the game. I keep calling it the player of the week. I guess it's kind of the same thing.
Yep.
And right now, 3rd down and 12. Let's see what our Maroon Devils can do against the Sports Academy. Let's see, they're going to line up again. Split backs right behind and on either side of the quarterback. 3 wide receivers. They've been in this set. This time they bring a man in motion, and we're going to have maybe our first penalty tonight.
I believe it's a delay. I think they took just a little bit too long.
You're right.
And so it'd be a delay. They want to get that. They're trying to get everybody lined up where they want them and get the snap off a little quicker. Looked like they were going to run some type of jet sweep right there and try to see if they couldn't outrun us to the edge.
They brought their man over here who split out wide to the left side in motion. We're talking about 44, Nathan Bem. And they huddle up, and looks like they may be calling a different play. We'll see here with 9:11 to play in the first quarter and a 7-0 Maroon Devil lead.
Yeah, they're going to have to hurry. They're going to have another delay penalty right here. Play clock's running down on them.
Got 5 seconds and counting. This time a little different set. High snap again. They throw it left side, and it's going to be complete out at the 23. Going to be way short of the first down. Coming up, good coverage over there by Daniel Ammons and 44, Thomas Allen, among others. So they're going to have to punt it back to us here, Coach.
Yeah, the back fakes a block right there on the edge like he's going to help protect the quarterback. Blows right on upfield, and he just dumps it over the line of scrimmage to him. Not a bad play call. Pretty good play call, actually.
Not at all. Good execution. 4th down and about 12. They're going to be, they're going to line up now and go for it.
Yeah.
4th down and 12.
Why not?
Hey.
I mean, it's they're out there to play the game. They're not out there to.
They
quick
they
kick. That's
punt
a
it.
good one.
Quick
Smart
kick.
move.
Going to be taken at the 45 by Bryce. Back up to the 40, 35, 30. He's got some wide open territory. Now it's going to be a foot race to the end zone. Down to the 10, 5, touchdown. Bryce Swain brings it all the way back, just shy of 50 yards on the punt return for the touchdown.
That may be the first time he's returned a punt in about 5 games, and the ball gets up high this time, and he's able to get up underneath the football. He sees it when it's kicked about where it's going to come down, and he just takes a chance. And we've been waiting to get to see this again right here because nobody's been kicking the ball to him, and nobody's been punting it to him.
45 yards officially. Got it right on the 45-yard line and brought it all the way back to the house. And now for the extra point, Hunter Call lines it up. Good snap, good hold, and the kick looks good from here as well with 8:19 to play. Oh, no, they're going to say it's wide left. So we kind of hooked that one a little bit, and we go to a timeout here with a score of 13-0. Maroon Devils over the Gladiator Sports Academy. We'll be back after a 30-second timeout here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back on the Maroon Devils Network and on 94.1 and 1590 AM. WBHN Classic Country as we're getting ready to kick it back to the Gladiator Sports Academy. They have 3 guys back deep, and we're going to kick it right down basically the middle of the field. It's going to be taken. They got a blocker out there at the 10-yard line and trying to reverse field, trying to find some room. But I tell you, our Maroon Devils close up those gaps in a hurry, Coach, and good coverage down the field. Leading the charge down there is Thomas Allen.
Yeah, great job of staying in your lanes. You preach a lot about lanes, and if people don't understand, it's just like on the highway. You try to teach kids from the hash marks to the boundary where they need to be to make sure no cutbacks happen and you don't overrun the ball. And we did a great job then. You can just look at maroon helmets, and they're just lined up across through there, waiting, and nobody's taking a shot and gathering their body and letting the ball come to them.
Nice coverage by the kickoff team. As anytime you keep them inside the 20, you've pretty much done your job. So now at the 16-yard line, the Gladiator Sports Academy lining up in the pistol again. Got a man in motion. And this time they're going to fling it out there to him, and it's going to be picked off. Yep. There's a good pick at the 17-yard line, 32, Colby Taylor. And good job again by the defense. And Coach Blankenship was talking about the improvement of that secondary.
Yeah, and that's the same play they ran the last before they punted. He's faking a block. He's trying to get in this open seam right here, and he didn't bite that time. He didn't play it upfield. He just sat there and let the ball come to him. He didn't give the quarterback a throwing lane. So when they try to put it up over your head like that, it's hard.
So good job by Colby Taylor, watching the play and getting it done. This time the Maroon Devils 3 wide. And back in the shotgun, it's going to be Damian Lossy. Fires right side, and it's just off the hands over there of 47, Jacob Langston over there on the sideline, and that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, I was hoping Jake could catch that one. He had a great catch against Cherokee in the end zone that really turned the ball game around for us and created some momentum so we could win that football game. And I'm just anxious to see him get to catch another football somewhere down the line here.
I tell you, Jacob Langston has been a go-to player all season, both sides of the ball. He has really had a solid year. Handoff left side, big hole all the way into the house, and it's going to be Colby Taylor taking it in for his first touchdown of the night as the Maroon Devils make it a 19-0 game with just under 8 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, outside veer play. They did a great job blocking it. Blocked it just like they were assigned to block it. And there again, the Gladiators probably hadn't had enough time or the practice time to even scheme against this thing. But you can see there, they're all worried about the quarterback. They're worried about Damian, and you end up running right by him.
Just ran right off the left shoulder of Big Nick Millsap over there. And the PAT is going to be good this time. So our Maroon Devils make it a 20-0 ball game, and we'll keep it right here as, again, we may have more times down the line for commercial breaks. So for our friends back at the studio, we'll try to get as many in as we can. Got an updated score. Andrews leading Robbinsville 7-6. And that's an interesting score. Hayesville-Rosman 0-0. Murphy leading Cherokee 6-0. But I'm telling you, Coach, Andrews is better this year.
Well, yeah, and that comes from playing in the Smoky Mountain Conference. You can't be around in this conference very long and not continue to improve, or you get embarrassed every week. And so Coach Phillips is over there. He's not wanting to be that one, the tail that's trying to wag the dog. He wants to absolutely give some people some ball games. You and I were talking about before the game. You know, as a coach, I used to tell our coaches and our players, we got to find one game that maybe we're not supposed to win, and let's try to go beat these people, throw a caution to the wind. Don't worry about standings or anything else. See if you can't knock somebody off of a pedestal somewhere.
Well, I tell you, they are a much improved team, and right now they're giving Robbinsville a fit. And that's a big rivalry, too, over there. Not too many miles between Andrews and Robbinsville. Here comes the kickoff. And this one is going to be taken back at the 7-yard line by the Gladiators. And they bring it right back up the middle and run into a lot of bodies over there. Logan Sapp, the return man, number 24. And they bring it out across the 20. Job well done, and first down and 10 now.
Yeah, he's not afraid to run it up in there.
No.
He's not getting a whole lot of blocks up there in front of him, but he didn't hesitate once he got the ball. Tried to get it straight upfield, got in among those maroon helmets and didn't take a dive. He literally just he tried to find a seam and get in it.
Good job by the Maroon Devil kickoff team again, getting it done. And, Coach, I tell you, when you run north and south, you get more yards most of the time than going east and west.
Oh, yeah. That's just covering wasted ground as far as I'm concerned.
Here we go now. They got a man in motion this time going to the right side. They brought him left side last time. They're trying to throw to him again, but this time the quarterback gets it out of the backfield, but incomplete as he was being pursued by Nick Millsaps, and he had to get rid of the football.
Yeah, great defensive scheme right there by Coach Blankenship, going with the three-man wolf front again. This time, this enables you then, there's no seams, and you can see them all setting up in their zones back here behind the defensive line of scrimmage. You lose a one man on a pass rush, but it's a great blitz defense. You can run blitzes from all different directions, so you end up with in a 3-5 look is what it basically is.
Good job by Chase Hughes. He's the guy that got to the quarterback first. Nick came in from the right side, but Chase right up the gut, really in the quarterback space. Second down and 10 now after that incomplete pass. Again, back in the pistol, double backs, 3 wide. Quarterback pitches it out to the right side, but again, good penetration over there and an outstanding open field tackle by 44 Thomas Allen. And how many times have we called his name this year?
Oh, yeah, he's right there. He sees it. Defensive ends putting pressure upfield, but that's the alley play we talk about. And then you see out on the outside right there, just keeping it. He don't have to make the play. It's 32's trying to block 32 out there. It's not really his job unless he brings it on the boundary to even try to make that tackle. Let that inside linebacker run that alley and make that play.
Saw a good sportsmanship over there by Charlie Lambert, one of their guys, not the biggest guy on the field, but he splits wide this time. Real small fellow, but Charlie helped him up, and, hey, that's just good sportsmanship. 3 wide now for the Gladiators. Third down. They need about 13. Again, split backs behind the quarterback, back in that pistol. Rolls to his right. Fires over the middle, going to be incomplete. And fourth down, and last time we thought they were going to punt on fourth down at about 13 or 14 yards like they have this time. But again, Coach, quick kick. And,
that may be their punt formation.
Yeah.
I mean, it really may be. And you watch a team like this, they may not have time to practice a standard or what we consider a conventional type of punt formation. So why not just get in the gun back there, snap it to him, let him punt it?
Yep, and then sometimes.
And then he can fake it.
Yeah, they're going to catch you off guard and make it happen.
Yeah.
And here they go. They're going to line up, and Coach, I think you're right. This is probably their punt formation. They have 4 wides out here to try to run downfield and cover the punt, and it is. They just kick it right down the middle. Bryce is going to let this one roll, and there's going to be no return. So it's going to roll all the way down to the Maroon Devil 38-yard line, where we'll have it first and 10 with 6:44 and counting left here in quarter number 1. But so far, our Maroon Devils are doing what we want to do in this football game.
Yeah, it's showing right now that this is a time right here that you work on your stuff. Seen a lot more formations, different blocking schemes except for the veer. Started the game with a toss sweep, pulling the tackle, reaching the end. Old school football, eye back football. Here we are back in the split back veer look with the tight end and twins to the same side. Still running the outside veer over there. This time they defended it a little better.
And Connor Hyatt coming in at quarterback coach. So Connor getting some playing time. He is, Connor, as you know, a junior, so he'll be back next year. And we got a lot of folks back next year. As we mentioned, only 7 seniors, so Connor getting some playing time. And that's important because, as you know, and any other fan or player and coach knows, some of your starters are one play away from being knocked out of the game at any time.
Always. And you try to prepare for that as a coach. Sometimes you do a good job at it. Sometimes you get caught in a bad predicament.
Here we go, pitching it out to the right side. Colby Taylor trying to find a hole. He pops it outside down the sideline, and it's going to be forced out of bounds over on the Maroon Devils sideline. So good hustle over there. Forcing him out of bounds is going to be Kean Pearson. But again, their lack of size is really tough for these kids. But, hey, they're not letting it slow them down. They come out there and they try to take on Colby Taylor, and he's no little guy at 5'9", 195 pounds.
Right. It's and football is not. If you watch especially like their linebacker play, it's not all that complicated a game. What they're trying to do right here is they're putting these kids up there on the line of scrimmage, saying keep these guys off of our linebackers, and that's what they're doing.
Good play.
They're getting down there, coming down the line of scrimmage, making the tackle. That linebacker at number 32 for them, what's his name?
Yeah, Anthony Johnson.
Now, so far, from what I'm telling right here, he's made about 6 or 7 tackles. You can see him moving right here down the line of scrimmage. And you see those smaller players up front. They're getting knocked off the ball, but he's getting enough depth where he can come off over the top and make those plays. And, he's the kind of kid that can play just about anywhere here in the Smoky Mountain Conference.
Yeah, he's made several plays. He was in on that one. Anthony Johnson at number 80, Cody Howell. We have a quick breakdown on the field. Going to get some water. And, hey, give these guys a breather because, again, they're playing with 13 kids over there. They don't have but a couple of kids to substitute in and out. And, coaches, I know we haven't played with 13 probably in a long, long time, but still, hey, they're kind of at a disadvantage over there on the bench.
Yeah, and there's times that the officials sense that they'll call a timeout, and I almost guarantee you that Coach Blankenship, if he sees their kids start to get wore down over there, not out of sympathy,
right,
but out of just like we were talking about before, sportsmanship and what shape the game's in right here. Let these kids have a chance to play. That's what they came here to do.
Hey, they're gutsy players. They're coming out. They're playing hard. They're executing. And, again, their defense is good. They got 4 guys up front. They got those 2 linebackers right there in those gaps.
Yeah, and what they're doing is they're just trying to let those 2 guys run, especially him. There he is again. That may be about his 7th tackle now. And he can see.
Yeah, 32 on 32. So, again, you're right. Anthony Johnson doing a good job.
Yeah, you can tell he's been coached. He's probably watched enough football to know a little bit about it and to take advantage of that. He sees that same veer lane as we double down, and he's coming over the top. Now, is that sound every time? No, because the veer's picking up yardage. But we'll watch him right here again. He's right behind their defensive tackle. He missed him that time. He overran him.
Well, I tell you, and again, Colby, he's a strong kid, 195-pounder, 5'9", very compact, so he's a physical runner.
Yeah, he runs with his hips. That's what I like about Colby. He drives his feet. You can see right there, he's not going to let his feet stop. And both plays, he did the exact same thing.
So, again, those linebackers very active, talking about 32, Anthony Johnson, and number 80, Cody Howell. They're right back there, kind of a 4-2 look on defense. Then they got some guys out wide. We have 2 wide receivers out to the left side. Connor rolling, firing for the end zone, up for grabs and caught. Touchdown in the end zone. Nice job back there by Gage Southards. Looks like number 9, and I believe that's Connor's first touchdown pass of the year.
Yeah, he put that on the rope too. I mean, he fired this thing like it's supposed to be thrown. You can see him right here. He's going to get his shoulders turned, get his feet up under him, and cut it loose.
Wow, nice pass.
He threw that on the line. Threw it to where only his receiver could get that football.
Outstanding job. And, again, he put it right there as they made a stab at it, but just a little bit short. 4:42 to play now in the first quarter, and the Maroon Devils with a point-after touchdown. And there's Connor holding the point-after touchdown, and the kick is going to be wide, so we missed a couple of those here.
I don't know which side it's wide to. I'm blind from up here. I can't tell.
That was right. We missed one earlier left.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm sure Coach Blankenship's going to say, look, guys, we got to practice this because we're getting a playoff game down the road. we don't want to do that.
Yeah, it could come down to it. We talk about that every week about how important the kicking game is. And if you relax, and I'm sure nobody out there means to miss an extra point, but when you consistently start missing them, or your percentage continues to drop, then you got to do something to because you don't want to end up going for two every time in a ball game where it's on the line.
Oh, no question. So now getting ready to tee it up is going to be Hunter Call. And back here in the middle of the field again is going to be Anthony Johnson, big 32. They don't have their size and weight and everything on this roster, but he's a solid player. Good size, and he knows what to do with the football.
Yeah, he's been coached a little bit, and he understands a whole lot about the game that maybe some of the rest of them haven't picked up yet.
Going to be a squib kick down the middle, and it's going to be going to Johnson right there at the 25, picks it up, and he tries to get outside, but good coverage down there. And, he's still on his feet. He broke a couple of tackles and actually got some extra yards down the sideline. Hunter Call ran him out of bounds over there, but he's not one of those that stopped after the first two contacts.
No, it's like I'm saying. He right now, he's probably the best player they've got on the field.
Yes, he is.
He really is. He likes this game, you could tell.
He broke one tackle right there, and you're going to see him break another one here just a bit. Might have got a little block in the back over there, but he broke that tackle and is still on his feet over on the sideline and actually got about 7 or 8 extra yards. And that's what football is all about.
Oh, it is.
Go till the whistle blows.
Yep, and they've done some work. You can tell that. And we got a lot of young players in there, some mixed in with some of the older players, and
so this time they try to run again with their go-to guy, 32, Anthony Johnson, but he didn't have much room up there this time. Coach had a 4-man front, and they held their ground very, very well.
Yeah, they mishandled a handoff right there, and it made him hesitate. First time I've seen him try to run the ball right up into the middle of the line of scrimmage there, so it looked pretty much like they were trying to zone block it by just kicking people out, trying to find a seam to get into, but he never did find it.
Ian Brooks doing a good job in there with Jacob Langston and Thomas Allen and company. And they line up in their familiar pistol with 2 backs behind the quarterback. And right now our Maroon Devils in that wolf front, 3-man front. Timing pattern, and it's going to be knocked away. And good job down there again by Daniel Ammons because that ball was right on target to 80 Cody Howell. But again, he just tipped it away at the last second.
Yeah, ball almost looked like it hit him in the helmet or something because he throws this ball up out there for grabs, and he puts it over the top. And
wow, it really took a ricochet, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It looked like it took an awful big bounce off of something.
It did. Again, Daniel Ammons down there with the coverage, but that ball was basically catchable pass, just couldn't make connection there. Just a little off target. 3rd down and 12 now. Gladiator Sports Academy with 3 wide receivers. Maroon Devils 3 men up front. Quarterback throws. Oh, too tall. This one, I think, did hit our defender kind of in the side of the helmet over there. Ian Brooks with good coverage as he had 44. Nathan Bem covered very well and knocked it away.
Yeah, Coach Blankenship working on a little bit of man coverage right here, something you don't see us doing a whole lot, and that's why Ian is underneath this, and he's able to make the break on the ball right there.
Yep.
But he's pretty much trying to let Ian play that underneath zone. Back in the old days, people called that a Tampa 2 look, where you're playing a deep zone on the edges, but you're playing man underneath.
High snap, quarterback and punter, punch it away. Good punt, though, and it's going to be rolling down to about the same place we started last time. This time it's at the 39-yard line with 3:27 to play here in the first quarter. Our Maroon Devils in control, 26-0. We knew this coming in. That would be a huge favorite. And but the Gladiator Sports Academy out there playing tough on this Friday night. And I hope they continue to get better, Coach, if they can get some more people coming out. Again, a lot of homeschool kids coming out and playing. And
what people have to understand, this is not a private school setting.
No.
This is truly these kids are on computer screens. They're being homeschooled.
Yep.
Then when their school day's over, they go meet up. They've got some places on private property they get to practice, from what I understand.
Yep.
And they go out there and they practice everything they can as best they can with what they've got, and they go play ball games.
And again, as you mentioned, Coach, they're basically, hey, if kids don't play at a public school, they invite people to come and join their team.
Yep.
And they come over here. And
there's a lot of these around the bigger urban areas that you hear of down and around the Charlotte area and south of us.
Here's Colby Taylor on his second consecutive carry, and this is going to be a first down at the 40-yard line. Well, it's going to be a hair short, I think. Nope, they're going to give it to us at the 40, first down and 10. So 2:51 left to play here in quarter number one, and the clock running, and our Maroon Devils again using a lot of folks on offense here.
Yeah, trying to get this rotation that Coach Blankenship was talking about now. Trying to use some new faces in there. It won't be too much longer that he'll start working with these linemen, but doing a lot of changes with the backs and receivers and letting these kids have an opportunity to show out a little bit.
That was a good pass completion over there to number 7, Robert Green, as he picks up still about 8 or 9 yards down to the 32-yard line. So, again, Connor Hyatt getting some good playing time here in the first quarter and making the most of it. Couple of good pass completions.
Oh, yeah, he's starting to cut it loose right here, and they're going to run a veer right here. I'd say we're outside veer over here to this side, and that's what it was right there.
So a good run over there, and one of the first carries tonight, Andrew Chavez, number 30. Haven't seen him a whole lot this year. He's a sophomore, 5'5", 160-pounder, number 30 on the carry, and he kind of lost his footing there.
And he ran it a little bit tight, and he realized that when he tried to make that next move as we were getting a block down on the outside, down inside, and I think he hooked his foot on somebody else's foot right there.
Charlie Lambert blocking up front for him, kind of got their feet tangled up a little bit. First down and 10 now. That's the key for the Maroon Devils, first down. And here is Colby Taylor, a big hole, and he's going to go all the way in. Nobody really got a good shot at him with a minute and a half to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, off-tackle play right here, down blocking, making it look like a veer play, but kicking out on the outside on the defensive end, blocking there, sealing everybody up on the inside, and he does a good job once he gets to that C-gap, sticking his foot in the ground, and this time the linebacker lost him there. He could not find him because of how deep we were driving those people off the ball.
So now let's see where we're going to begin. Well, we got a new kicker in there right now, Coach, and let's see. Kicking it up is going to be 34, and
no good again.
I don't have a 34, but anyway, that kick is going to be no good. We've missed 3 here tonight with a minute 33 to play, but we're still in the lead, 32-zip. Stay tuned, fans. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Robbinsville back in the lead over Andrews. Andrews had an early lead, but it's now 21-7 Robbinsville. Murphy still leads their game 6-0. Andrews and Hayesville all tied up. And, Coach, I think that Andrews-Hayesville game is going to be a dandy because I think both teams realize, hey, they probably need to win that game to maybe get a playoff spot.
Well, yeah, and it's still open. The door's still open for those folks down there. Our fate's kind of sealed.
Yep.
So it's still open for them to improve on their conference.
Anthony Johnson on the return for the Gladiators Sports Academy, and he almost breaks this one, gets out to the 50-yard line. Again, he had a very good return, and we finally drag him down over there. But, again, he's a tough kid and brings it back to midfield, their best field position tonight.
Yeah, and he's about doing it all for them right now. And
he's a player.
They're going to have to get the ball in his hands more than with the kicking game somehow, some way, because he really doesn't have any fear in him, it looks like to me.
No, he makes it. He makes plays. He's one of those guys not afraid to stick his head in there, and he knows what to do with the football.
Oh yeah, and like we've got a lot of young people on the field, but that doesn't make any difference.
That's it. That was Robert Green over there with the initial hit on the kickoff coverage, and here he comes running the football again. And boy, we got a bunch of guys coming up with the tackle this time, and he had nowhere to go, Coach. Leading the charge over there looks like Charlie Lambert and company.
Yeah, Coach B's trying to stay with some mix in some players, but he's staying with a whole lot of that defensive front and making sure that we still can control the line of scrimmage.
Got Ian Brooks in there. Nick Millsap's still in there. Also, Nolan Brown and company in there. And those guys get after you.
Oh yeah, and the rule as you're coaching, you don't want to call defensively. I never did want to really call the dogs off up front until after halftime, at least in the third quarter sometime.
This time they set it up. Got a little
good tackle.
Passed out there in the flat, and a good open field tackle over there again by Thomas Allen as he knocks down 24 Logan Sapp of the Gladiators.
And I talk a lot about tackling and missed tackles and one thing and another, but you can see him right here coming to the football. He's going to gather himself right there, shoot his head across him. Now watch his feet. See his feet drive. That's it. Don't happen every time, but that's the way you work on it there.
That's the way to do it, isn't it? Drive, get your shoulder down there, drive them back. And that's going to be the final play of the first quarter as our Maroon Devils lead 32-0 over the Gladiator Sports Academy here. And fans, we'll take a break down the line. Stay with us. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on Parents' Night at Swain County High School. We'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. I want to thank Brandon Dehart running the controls back at 94.1 FM and 1590 AM WBHN. Brandon, a longtime friend and a guy that's worked with us many years here on the broadcast, and glad to have him still around. Of course, up top in the cold, Emma Dingle and Joe Holt up there braving the winds, and it is a windy night here tonight, Coach.
Yeah, it is, and the flag is standing straight out. Maybe Emma will get a shot of that here at halftime or something, but it is. We played a lot of blustery football games up here. Well, it quit right as she went on it there. Made a liar out of me right away, didn't it? Well,
yep. Like you said, though, Joe, I think you may have to tie her down up there.
Yeah.
Don't want her to get blown away. Here we go, 3rd down and 12. Now as the Gladiator Sports Academy lines them up 3 wide, back in the pistol, got a man in motion now. High snap, they pull it down, throwing to the right side, down the sideline, up for grabs, and this one almost picked off. Good coverage down there by number 3, Lucas Brown, for the Maroon Devils secondary as they just kind of threw that one up for a jump ball on the sideline.
Yeah, he had a hard time handling the snap, and they're trying to run some combination routes out here and get one of them open, and it just didn't. The play didn't start well from the beginning, but they're trying to keep us blocked out of there, and He uncorks that one, but just misses.
And that's the sophomore, number 60, Bryn Jackson, a new face in there on defense that was putting pressure on the quarterback. And, again, good job down there by the secondary, number 3, Lucas Brown, with the coverage. 4th down, they're going to punt it away. And they punt it downfield, and there's going to be no return. This one is going to roll down to about the 21-yard line where we'll take over 1st down and 10. Coach, in the second quarter. Don't forget now, fans, no Maroon Devil football next Friday night. We are off, even though other teams down in the Piedmont and eastern parts of the state will be playing next week. Those are due to the Hurricane Florence damage that caused a lot of chaos with the schedule, but no football for the mountain teams next week. 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be in the state playoffs.
Yeah, everything will get rolling then, and seeing a lot of new faces out there now. Okay, so they've taken the time to get this other group ready on the sidelines.
Here comes Connor on the jet sweep, hands off, and on the carry over there is going to be Lucas Brown. He's pretty quick down the sideline, and he cuts it back inside, and getting him down there. Who else? Anthony Johnson, 32, and 44, Nathan Bem.
Yeah, that. You said he had a fresh set of wheels underneath him.
He did.
Once he got this football on this jet sweep, and he just tucks this thing and gets turned north and south. Great blocking on the edge.
Oh boy, good
Great
blocking.
blocking on the edge, and he sees the grass and he gets in it.
And there again, he stuck his foot in the ground. Coach cut it back upfield, down that sideline, and good vision out there, but again, good blocking. And there's 32 coming in from behind.
Yep.
So here we go. First down for the Maroon Devils out there, 44. 11-17 to play here in the first half. Up 32 zip. 4 wide this time. Connor is going to try to run that quarterback keeper as he carries down to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, good play call. There's a counter, pulling the backside guard and tackle, blocking everybody down, trying to kick out and get a lead-up block so that Connor can have a chance to run up into that C gap on the outside. You can see the down blocks from the top of the screen.
Yep.
Here comes the guard leading to kick out. Actually, I think one of them was supposed to be turning up in there in front of Connor, but he sees it and gets right up in that C gap.
Nice job at leading the charge over there was Brent Jackson, number 60, that kind of sprung that play. Here we go to the other side, and this time the Sports Academy does a good job spelling that one out as we run to the wide side of the field over there, Coach. On the carry this time again is Lucas Brown, but good pursuit by the Gladiators.
Good jet sweep look. I bet you he's probably running that at practice. How many jet sweep teams we've played against, they've probably used him as the running back to carry that ball, so he knows how to do it. And a lot of times that's what you end up doing because these kids are mocking up other people's offenses so much. You put some of it in for them because they can do it.
And again, coming up over there, good pursuit by the Gladiator Sports Academy. Connor fakes and runs it himself to the left side. Wide side of the field, has some daylight, and gets the first down at the 30-yard line. Tackle over there by Keenan Pearson.
Yeah, just a bootleg, a naked bootleg where you're just faking everything away, and then he just pulls the football. Once he sees this commitment down inside, and fake the jet sweep, and here he comes off the edge.
Yep, 32 got him off his feet that time a little bit. Got him going one way, as you mentioned, Coach, and cut back the other. And we got a cramp back here in the backfield with one of their secondary players, so they're going to need a timeout to work on his cramp. As we mentioned, they've only got a couple of kids over there to use in substitution situations, only 13 kids over here tonight at Swain County High School, and that's tough when you've got limited players, and the wind is still blowing.
Yeah, it's been really getting after it here. It's got it hung up in the trees over there now.
Well, like those gold and yellow colors over there. Fall color season is pretty good.
It finally popped through. I think it was most noticeable for me this morning when what little bit the sun did shine, the leaves were wet, and they really shined. And
we're seeing some color. You know, it's really unusual, Coach. It's so late this year. Here we are in the first week of November. Normally, this kind of color is when we see it in mid-October.
Right.
But
it's been summer up till last week, if you'll think about it.
So. Oh, it really has. 9:53 to play here. We've got a timeout on the field. They called a break, and we'll take a break down the line as well. Stay with us. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Maroon Devils Network. Welcome back live on a Friday night, the final regular season contest for our Maroon Devils here with the football and the 32-0 lead. If you're just tuning in on a Friday night on the radio or on the Maroon Devils Network, watching video and audio, firing left side, Connor's got his man, and he is really got a good connection here with number 3, Lucas Brown.
Yeah, great short passing game, just flicking it out there to him, get zipping it so that the ball gets there quick and gives him an opportunity to try to gain some positive yardage upfield. And they're just looking at the depth that the defender's off of him, watching him backpedal, and he just runs a quick stop route and throws it right underneath. They're running double stops.
Connor in the shotgun, 4 wide. Kind of a spread set. This time we hand off in the backfield, but they read it well. There's Andrew Chavez coming up on the carry. But again, they bring Cody Howell, their linebacker, up, who read it very well.
Yeah, he comes off the outside edge. And, the things that we're trying to do with the offense is give these guys an opportunity to block different things and run different plays. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes one of their players just happens to be standing in the right place.
And again, back in the backfield now, it's going to be Connor Hyatt and Chavez. They throw it out to the right side. Pass is going to be complete over there. Running downfield, good carry after the catch. As getting some good yards over there is number 7, Robert Green. We've thrown to him a couple of times tonight.
Right, double stops again, and this time it's just driving those defenders back off the ball. You can see them giving ground up there. Safety's high over the middle of the field. And corner back there's got about a 10-yard cushion, so
Wow.
he gives him plenty of room to try to make this break right here.
And, Coach, that was a tough situation for the Gladiator Sports Academy. There for a second, they only had one guy deep and 2 guys coming at him.
Yeah, the safety was way over in the middle of the field and couldn't get back to him.
This time they cover us well.
Same
And this
play
time
to stop.
Connor's going to go down in the backfield. Coming on is going to be 80, Cody Howell, their linebacker.
Yeah, he's kind of figured that out there. Hal has, is that if that back is away from him, that's the only play he really has to be concerned about out of this gun look. And you can see him come off the ball, and this time he's not giving them any ground underneath. He's actually avoiding these blockers so that he can get on upfield and make the play.
He made the play. Now, in all fairness, of course, we have a whole new offensive line.
Oh yeah, they kind of missed him there, and one of those two, and they'll work on that, I'm sure. One of those two should be blocking him.
Here we go. 4-man front now for the Gladiator Sports Academy. Back to throw. Connor fires. Got his man down at the 5-yard line. Good catch, Robert Green, as the Maroon Devils now have it a first down and goal to go. Well, I think it's the first down. We had to get to about the 5. Let's see if they give it to us.
Yeah, I believe they are. They're going to walk the sticks back. So, yeah, that's a first down. Connor zipped that ball. Now,
He did.
I like what he's doing with his shoulders. And he gets his shoulders around, and he uncorks this thing. And it's on a line. It's on a rope when it gets there.
I tell you, he's got a good arm.
Yeah, hanging on to that thing is the next thing, expectations, and they're doing a good job of it so far. Not many drop balls, and they're doing a good job of seeing it.
Here we go. Right up the gut. It's going to be, again, number 30, Andrew Chavez, as he's going to be hit at the 3 and stop short of the goal line with a 7:15 left to play here before halftime. On Parents' Night, we saw all the kids being introduced with their parents and families here before the game, and congratulations to all of them. And, of course, our 7 seniors playing what is more than likely their final home game here at Swain County High School.
Yeah, because of the playoff looks.
Now the Maroon Devils run to the right side. Are we in? No, we're just shy down near the 1-yard line.
Good tackle right there. He met force with force, and we weren't able to get that ball across the stripe right there.
One of our big linemen, Lloyd Tisateski, only a freshman, 5'8", 262 pounds, big number 68. Here we go. 3rd down and goal from the 1-yard line. And here comes the handoff to the right side. Did we get in this time? It's close. I don't think we got it.
I believe 4th down. I don't think we did either. I think that when they had us kind of stopped up right there at the line of scrimmage. You can see the seam he's trying to get into right there, but he's just unable to get all the way out there. And there's the linebacker showing up again.
32. He's been in there all night.
Yeah, he sees that well. He really does.
So now we're going to have a 4th down, and from just inside the 1-yard line. Again, this time Connor's going to be under center. Let's see if he sneaks it in. Right up the A-gap, more than likely. No, he hands off to the right side, and we bang it in there. Good touchdown. This time, good line surge by the offensive front as Chavez goes in for the touchdown.
Yeah, just down blocks on that outside edge by everybody. He's just going to try to get in behind their rear ends and push. Let them do the pushing, and he just does the following right there. That's what he does.
Well, there's the key block by Aiden Allison, a sophomore, number 62, 5'10", 180-pound sophomore. He had good leg drive up front.
That's right, and that's what you want to see from these offensive linemen is they're not real sure where the ball is at any point in time. They don't need to know. All they need to know is where they've got to get to and where they've got to put a defender.
Zach Klein on for the PAT. Good snap, good hold. This one is, it got over it got over the crossbar. Not by much, but hey, it doesn't take much as long as it's over.
Yeah, that's right. And that's I guarantee that's an experiment right there. That's something that young man's probably been wanting to do, and here's an opportunity for him to get to go out there and do it. And so the coaches are giving him an opportunity to try it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I like those cool orange shoes he's got.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell when he's kicking. He's got those cool shoes.
You can't miss them. You sure can't miss them.
You know, another guy that really got a great vote of appreciation, Coach, and I was so happy to see this before the game on Parents' Night, is the team manager, Tyler Payne. They introduced him. He came out, for those of you who might have missed it, came out. The entire team went out and gathered around him and gave him a bunch of hugs, and there was a special gift he received there. And I could tell just watching through the binoculars, that meant the world to Tyler Payne.
Yeah, I mean, he comes out day every day and goes to work for them. And these young men, they know, they watch, they see, and they appreciate it. So it was an opportunity for them to say thanks back to him, because I guarantee you at practice he's walking around with one of those water bottles when it's real hot, and they've got a minute or two to take a break, and he's giving them water and towels and everything else. They learn to appreciate that.
And he has been doing a great job. This time it's going to be Gavin Lanning, number 14, a true freshman. He's a freshman, and he's going to kick off. Not a bad job. Angling down the left sideline, going to be picked up at the 20. Here come the Sports Academy out across the 30, 35. Nice return over there by 40, Kean Pearson. So they're going to have it in good field position with 5:42 to play here in the first half. And, Coach, again, these kids are playing tough. They are not letting up one bit.
No, they're out here to play, and they've been down this road before where they're not even looking at that scoreboard. All they're doing is getting out here and playing this game is the best way they know how, and enjoying themselves. I guarantee you they're enjoying themselves. Now, there's not so many of them, and the fatigue sets in.
Yep.
But right now, winning and losing is a matter of personal experience for these guys. It's in their heart. They're out there because they love this game, and so they're not going to be looking at that scoreboard a whole lot.
Oh, no doubt. Our hat's off to them. Number 14, their quarterback, Aldrich McMahon. And got a man in motion. Aldrich rolls to the right side, fires, got his man, and it's going to be, they're going to be incomplete. I think he caught it on the top of the ground. So it's going to be an incomplete pass, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Looked like he might have skipped there right as he put his hands on it.
Kind of that first hop doesn't count.
Right.
So, got that one right on top of the ground there. So going to be incomplete. But good coverage over there by Robert Green. He was over there making the hit because, hey, they sometimes can't tell.
That's right.
So you got to make the hit.
You got to go. Yeah. No, there's no let up in a situation like that.
Also, number 80, Jesus Souza Jr. in there. So we got a lot of new faces we'll try to mention as we can. Here in the first half, they run to the right side. Nice run out across the 42-yard line. A bunch of guys on the tackle. A lot of new faces and new numbers, but they're all hustling over there. One of those is Bryn Jackson, number 60, and on the tackle, 68, Lloyd Tisateski. And we've got an injured player down for the Gladiator Sports Academy. And, Coach, I hate to see that again because their numbers are really, really thin.
Yeah, they can ill afford to have a hurt player right now. This is not good for them. And, it looks like he can't hardly tell exactly what may be wrong with him. Kerry Powell's working with him right now because – yeah, I can see now. He's probably up on his leg there, on the replay where he gets rolled up on right here as the play is ending, right there. Yeah.
Oh, that's the quarterback too. That's 14, McMahon, and we hope he's going to be okay. But I'll tell you, he can't get any better than our certified athletic trainer, Kerry Powell.
Now, 14 got up. So
you're right.
He's right there. So this is one of the other players that was in there a little bit late.
This is 44. That is going to be Nathan Bim. So 44 instead of 14. And we hope he's going to be all right, as we mentioned a moment ago. Here it is, the last game of the regular season. And we don't want to see injuries carrying over down the road.
No. This is well, I don't know if they have any more games on their schedule. I wouldn't think that they would unless they have set up something with another academy.
Nope, this is it.
So this is it for them. And they can ill afford to lose any of these players they've got out there.
And once again, want to say congratulations to Bryce Swain, went over 1,000 yards tonight. He had 987 coming in on 167 carries, and he went over 1,000 tonight. Damian Lossey coming in with 859 yards. Our two leading tacklers, talking about some of the defenders, Thomas Allen, 89 tackles, Jacob Langston, 75 tackles. And, Coach, congratulations also going out to some all-conference players on some of our other Maroon Devil teams. On the volleyball team, All Smoky Mountain Conference, going out to Jenna Marr. Must have got that from her mom, don't you think?
Had to. Absolutely had to.
But I'll tell you, outstanding family. Congratulations to Jen and Mar. And they're, again, 44. Nathan Bim, as we mentioned, he's being helped off. It doesn't look real promising right now. We hope he's okay. But a couple of other kids made honorable mention. Ashton Yonts and Taylor Collins. Honorable mention on the All-Smoky Mountain Conference volleyball team. Now on the soccer team, All-Smoky Mountain Conference honors going to Taylor Bowman and Aiden Pond. So I want to give those guys and all those ladies a shout-out.
Yeah, it's that time of year when these conference meetings take place and everybody's pulling for their kids and how they get it. Other coaches vote for them. You don't get a vote, see? And so to be able to win something like that, you've gotten people's attention. It's like Coach Gentry used to say over at Murphy. We'd go to those conference meetings and he'd say, "Okay, put them up there and let's see." He said, "Who we won the conference this year. I'm gonna put mine up there. You put yours up there, Coach White. Everybody else put theirs up there." But most of the time, it was pretty cut and dried. You knew pretty much going in, and there'd be some games played then about who was the best at this and who was the best at that. And but most of the time, it worked out just exactly the way it did during the season. You knew who the better players were, and so they were recognizable real quick.
That's who got the job done. And here comes the Gladiator Sports Academy running hard to the right side, positive yards. Maroon Devils gang tackling. And that's good to see, Coach. These young kids, a lot of people going to the ball. One of those, Andrew Chavez, number 30, and a lot of people around the ball here on defense.
Oh, yeah. That's a great thing to see. And especially because of the lack of playing experience under the lights. But this is where their coaching comes in and what they do at practice.
One of those, Trip Peterson, number 41. He's all over that play. Also coming in there, as we mentioned, Chavez and many others. So good hustle to the football here with 4:18 and counting left to play before halftime and a 39-0 Maroon Devil lead. 4-man front, 3 wide now as the quarterback is also their punter. Punts it down the field, no return. And it's going to be downed over there by Kean Pearson, number 40. And we'll get the ball back here with 4:03 to go. And coming up, I understand the band is going to be presenting a special halftime show. And all you folks watching on the Maroon Devils Network can watch the band perform at halftime. And again, Brandon DeHart will keep things under control back at the studios. And I don't know if he wants to play the band music or, hey, Brandon's running the show, so we'll leave that up to him.
That's up to him. We don't have a dog in that fight.
That's it. We don't make that call. Here we go. Maroon Devils. Connor Hyatt under center. Got a couple of backs in the backfield right behind him. Oh, nice hole over the left side over there. Back of the backfield, Chavez and Carson Taylor, number 31, a true freshman in the backfield. So, Coach, we're seeing a lot of freshmen geting playing time.
That's great. I mean, it really is. They get out there and get to mix it up in a situation like this, and especially since their junior varsity season is over, and they've been able to move up and get to do some different things.
Good handle there by Carson Taylor. His first carry on a Friday night, if you will. This time we went to the right side. And good tackle this time by the Gladiator Sports Academy.
That's a fumble, yeah. We fumbled the football, and they ended up getting it.
Brandon Massingale, 66, all over that play for the Gladiators. And basically, hey, they only changed one player from offense to defense, so they got 10 kids basically playing both ways. And they bring one on, and they're ready to go now. This is their best penetration so far into Maroon Devil territory.
Yeah, they have an opportunity right here to maybe make something happen for themselves. And
see if they can get some points on the board. 3 wide receivers now. Quarterback looks like calling the play as he talks to his backs in the backfield. First down and 10. At the 35-yard line. Back to throw. Fires down the middle. Got him in with a little bit of daylight, but couldn't get the ball to him. Looks like the ball slipped out of his hand.
Yeah, it kind of ducked on him. He couldn't. He had his hand underneath the ball and couldn't get it over. Couldn't get it over the top. And yeah, they've got a couple of players over there on the sidelines right now that's not in the ball game. The linebacker that had been playing so well for him. I saw him holding on to his arm a little bit earlier, and then the young man that got walked off the field here just a little bit ago. Looked like he had a leg injury, so I'm not real sure. They may be down to their last group right here to play.
Oh, no doubt. Nathan Bimra, number 44, injured over there on the sideline as they work on him. Here they go on 2nd down and 10 now. The quarterback, McMahon, drops, throws, got a guy, and again, a little gap over there at the 29-yard line.
That football.
Pulls it in. Just an outstanding play.
That's great.
That's Kean Pearson.
He made a great play right there. The ball kind of floats up in the air on the quarterback, but he makes an end cut right here across the field.
Yep, just a little daylight.
Yep, threw it in there to him, and over the head of the linebacker.
Oh, one hand.
Goes up with one arm and ends up hanging on to that thing.
Wow, one arm all the way.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't get that second hand on the football at all, Coach.
Nope.
One hand all the way. Great catch over there by Kean Pearson, number 40. 3rd down now, 2:44 to play. 3 wide. Maroon Devils rushing 4. Back to throw. Again, the quarterback, McMahon. And it's going to be complete over there on the right side. Good gang tackling over there. Several guys on the stop. Robert Green among those with 41, Trip Peterson. Peterson looks like with a good nose to the football.
Yeah, he's learned this. He's learning a lot about this game. You can tell he's been at practice because there's a fine line before when they first get the feel of it, and then you could tell when the switch I used to say the switch would come on, and they would realize what they were actually doing out there rather than being mostly terrified about what was going on.
Yeah, that's where that coaching and those reps come in, isn't it? 4th down now. They need 3 to get a first down. They hand off and run to the right side. They get the first down to the 21-yard line, 22-yard line. Good tackle down there by the secondary. As that's going to be a first down. Carrying over there is Keith Chrisman, number 45, and the sticks will move.
Yeah, got a minute and 47 seconds left in here, and they're going to try to put one in.
So now they keep it on the ground. I think kind of surprised us a little bit around that right side with some daylight.
Yeah, they sealed us up in there and got on the edge pretty quick.
So now 4th down. No, wait a minute. This is first down. The stick over there is wrong. 1st down and 10 for the Sports Academy. Back in that pistol set again. As the quarterback turns, pitches it on the trailing back. But this time the Maroon Devils, we miss a couple of tackles, but finally drag him down at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, he did a good job of fighting off the tacklers right there, using his free hand. We're not in bad shape right here. We're taking some pretty good angles to the football. There's your alley play. Didn't need to go too far outside of him. And when this tackle right there, yeah, good job of fighting people off. Switched the ball, keeps fighting people off of him.
Wow, that's a pretty good run there. We had a couple of shots at him, but, hey, now it's a 2nd down. They need 7, under a minute to play before halftime. Time could become a factor here as the clock is running. 39-0. Maroon Devils on top. McMahon throws down the middle. Oh, just too tall, and it's picked off. And it's going to be in the end zone. So no run back. But, again, they tried to get it down there briefly. Cody Howell was open, but the ball just didn't get there.
Yeah. And theoretically, he could have run this ball back out. But what's happening right here is either the official just blew it. But what you really don't want to see a kid do is run it out of there because we've lost a football game here one night for that right there. We ended up in the end zone. It may have been because he backed into the end zone is the reason he blew it dead. And,
he blew it dead.
Yeah, because if you intercept it in the end zone and try to run it out, and somebody knocks that ball loose and they pick it up and score, and that happened to us.
That is trouble, isn't it?
Yeah.
And again, that pass just sailing on the quarterback. Here we go, running to the left side. The toss over here, and a good run. Lowering his shoulder and his head and doing a good job over there is 31, Carson Taylor. Again, a true freshman out of the backfield, following the blocking downfield of Lloyd Tisateski, 262-pound freshman, number 68.
Yeah, and now some of their players are they're trying to step up and make plays, but here we're doing a pretty good job out here on the edge. Even the young ones are trying to get everybody blocked.
So now could be the final play before halftime. 1st down and 10, Maroon Devils. Connor Hyatt in at quarterback, pitches, fumble in the backfield. We get on the football, and that's probably the final play before halftime as the players will head for the locker room, and our Maroon Devils in control with a 39-0 lead. Fans, stay tuned. We're going to take a 2-minute break here. Then we'll come back and give you a recap of the first half, unless the band has started. Now we got a special band show coming on. They're going to take the field. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hello, Maroon Devil fans. This is Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, asking you to come out and support our Maroon Devils during this upcoming sports year. I know what it's like to wear the maroon and white and the dedication to excellence it takes to reach your goals. Like so many of the teammates I had the honor of playing with, together we accomplished some great things. I have taken the same dedication and lessons I've learned from the playing fields with me to Farley Insurance to become the best insurance agent I can be, and then some. Whether it's home, auto, life, health, business, or commercial, Farley Insurance is dedicated to making sure we take care of you and your family. Come be a part of the largest independently owned insurance company in the Smoky Mountain Conference, located at 264 U.S. Highway 19, Bryson City, North Carolina. Numbers 828-366-2555. Again, 828-366-2555. I'm Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, your hometown insurance agent. And go Big Maroon.
Hi, this is Emma Dingle. Thanks for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Fans, welcome back. As now we're going to take you down to the field as our Maroon Devil Marching Band has a special halftime presentation here. We're at halftime. The Maroon Devils leading the Gladiator Sports Academy 39-0. Here's Bob Thomas and the band.
Special recognition night for the senior members and their folks. First, we have Jack Cooper of the Burtown community. Jack is the son of Jill and Casey Cooper. He's been involved with the band program for 7 years, playing French horn and the mellophone in the concert and marching bands. His activities include JLC, wrestling, and Boy Scouts of America. After graduation, Jack plans to attend four-year university and then medical school. His final words to the band: "Thanks, fellas. It was quite a ride, and I'll miss you dearly. Jacob, continue to be yourself and embarrass the band in any way possible. Your dearest, little Jack." Senior member, Jack Cooper. Next, we have Miss Aubrey Green, member of the Whittier community, the daughter of Melissa and Robert Green. Aubrey has been involved with the band program as a runner for 2 years. Her activities include the 2018 Miss Amazing pageant, World Fusion, the Chess Club, and the Cinema Club. After graduation, Aubrey plans to go to Western Carolina University. Final words to the band from Aubrey: "Be strong, work hard. I will miss you all." Aubrey Green. Next is Jessie Richards of the Needmore community, the daughter of Julie and Billy Richards. Jessie has been involved with the band program for 7 years, playing flute in the concert and marching bands. Her activities include National Honor Society, Interact Club, Project Discovery, Project Endeavor, and soccer. After graduation, Jessie plans to earn a bachelor's degree in environmental engineering. Her final words to the band: "Stay in school, kids, and don't forget to subscribe to my boy Morgan's YouTube channel. Love, you're better, Abula, whatever." The senior members of the Swain County High School Marching Band and their folks. Congratulations to these folks, to Jack, to Aubrey, and to Jessie. And now the Swain County High School Marching Band.
some say the moon. Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic?
Another tremendous performance by the Swain County High School Marching Band.
Fans, welcome back. Great halftime show and recognition of the seniors of the Swain County High School Marching Band. So, again, a big shout out and congratulations to them here on, a lot of people call it senior night. We call it Parents Night here at Swain County High School, but congratulations to those recognized here tonight. Fans, stay tuned. We're at halftime. The Maroon Devils in control right now, 39-0. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Stay with us here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Before the game, stop by.
Getting ready for the second half here tonight, looking at some of the halftime stats here, Coach. Of course, our Maroon Devils in control of the ball game, 39-0 on the scoreboard, and we've done it on the ground. 37 plays, 305 yards. We've carried it 30 times, 247 yards. So, again, a good rushing effort here tonight, establishing that run game, and that's what we do.
That's it. It looks great right now because, this was the kind of game where we needed to try to have some type of dominance over something out here. So far,
right.
Both sides of the ball pretty dominating with 39 points on the board. Extra points have been off a little bit. Kicking games look good, offensive and defensively, getting the job done. So it's a great warm up for a week off, I should say, and preparing for the playoffs to begin.
It really is. And, a lot of our guys, our starters played, I think, pretty much through the first quarter. And then starting even in the second quarter, they're beginning to get some rest. And we've got a lot of new faces out there on the football field tonight. A lot of those are true, I keep saying true freshmen. Of course, in high school, they're all true freshmen. But they're no red shirts
you'll get
out
the red
there.
shirt on now.
But a lot of freshmen out there getting some playing time, and that's good to see because, hey, these kids have worked hard. Those kids, I think, who really want to play football move up to the varsity, and there's no promise when they move up that they'll get to play anymore at all as a freshman.
It's not. It's all about the atmosphere and the change of pace. Every young man pretty much feels like that when he's a freshman that he's raring to go, or whatever. And then you get up there with some of those older kids, and you almost have to kind of fall back inside yourself a little bit and go, wow, I better slow this down just a little bit because this is a little bit bigger game than what I've been used to. And then the ones that are fortunate to go on to college, it's the same thing. The transition is so big, and people don't realize that. I mean, you go from a young man when he's a freshman, he's not even shaving yet. He doesn't have a driver's license. And then he's mixed in among with these older guys, and sometimes that can sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it can be a bad thing according to what's going on. But they learn. They see the leaders on the team. They try to emulate that. Then as they get older, and it becomes a big thing.
Well, Coach, as you know as a coach, and I know most parents know this. Some fans, I think, know it, but I don't think a lot of people do understand how much difference physically and emotionally even, how much difference there is between a freshman and a senior. I mean, you're talking about just miles of difference.
It is. That's one of the biggest times in a young man's life where there will be so many changes, not only physically but emotionally, mentally. Right. They start figuring out who they are, what they're really all about, rather than just being. I used to say the same thing about. I used to have bird dogs, and get those bird dogs out there when they're pups. They're going to make all kinds of silly, stupid mistakes. But as they get older and they do different things, and you got them out there and they experience it, and then when you got a couple of older dogs that was showing them how to do things, the younger ones came on quicker. So I used to compare them a lot to the kids. Now, a lot of people didn't like that, but coaches understood it. They said, yeah, we understand what you're talking about.
It's a growing up process. Now, three guys tonight I failed to mention, I want to give them a shout-out here tonight, are not able to play because of injury. Of course, Connor McCoy suffered that season-ending injury up at Cherokee. And Connor's a junior. We hope he's going to have good rehab, and we hope he can come back and play some football. Aiden Smith, number 55, he is a sophomore. He is not dressed out tonight. And also Zach Stepp, a true freshman. He wears number 28. He is not dressed out tonight. So we got three kids unable to play tonight, but we hope they still have a lot of football down the road.
Oh, yeah. And the great thing about it is they'll have other opportunities as long as they hang with this game. And the way things are going along right here. And right now, Coach Blankenship's responsibility and his coaching staff right now is to get these kids right back out here. Let's put a finishing touch on this thing, and then let these younger players come back out here and get their time in. But there needs to be you have to be able to make a point, not just at the beginning of the ball game, but at the beginning of the second half, saying, hey, let's go back out here and make sure we can turn this motor right back up. If we need to, we got to be able to crank it right back up and get back into it.
You got to take care of business because a lot of times I I don't think players understand that, hey, this is still a football game. As you mentioned, we've got work to do, so let's do it. I mean, there's a time when you can play and have fun, but then there's a time where, hey, you got to focus in and be serious about what your job is.
Yeah.
Fans, stay tuned. We'll be back. We've got the second half coming up here on our final regular season game. We'll be back in 1 minute. Stay with us. 1 minute. We'll be back here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Ready to go here. Kickoff time here in the second half. Some scores at halftime. Murphy leads Cherokee, but it's close, 14-12 at halftime. Robbinsville over Andrews, 27-10 at halftime. Rosman leads Hayesville, 21-7 at halftime. And I was talking to Toby Burrell during the break. Today is the exact date, the 10th anniversary of the 2008 State Volleyball Championship team. And that goes to the other Coach Blankenship.
Oh, yeah. That was a heck of a year for them, and they swept everything away.
Oh, that team was just dominant. Here we go, and bringing it back is their stud player, 32, Anthony Johnson, and he's off to the races. One man to beat, and he beat him down the sideline, and he's going to take this all the way to the house and score on the opening kickoff of the second half. Coach, we were talking about him, and, hey, he got it done.
Yeah, he did, somewhere during the second quarter, he went out of the game, and you could look across the field and see him sitting over there. He was holding his arm, and then he comes right back out here, and we kick off to him, and there he is. He's right down the field with the ball.
Bang. They take it all the way to the house for a touchdown, and they're on the board now, 39-6 with 11:48 to play in the third quarter. So they came out, and, hey, they took care of business in a hurry. And it looks like, let's see, they're going to line up. I can't tell if they're going to line up and go for two or if they're going to try to kick it, but they're lined up over there on the left hash mark.
I believe they're going to go for two because it's one of those things that they're not going to have to spend a whole lot of time working on an extra point or field goal team. That's why they don't have that kind of time to work on it.
That's it. This time they line up two on the left side. Got twins over there. Quarterback is back there in the pistol. Looking to the down the middle. Got him. Got his man open. 2-point conversion. Pass complete to Kean Pearson.
Yeah, but that bang, bang. 2 plays, and they're on the board. And a lot of young faces out there. And so we'll see how the rest of them react to that what just happened to them.
Oh, no doubt about it. We're sitting here in the press box having a little Pepsi, a little Mountain Dew, and talking about soda. I got to give a shout-out to one Paul Crawley down there at Soda Pops. And I know he works really hard every single day. So we want.
Is he paying for this plug? Is he paying for it?
He doesn't know it yet.
I need to know.
He doesn't know it yet.
Well, ice cream for everybody at Paul's, from what I understand. Yeah.
So,
okay. Oh, yeah.
We'll wait till it gets warmer weather before we cash that in. But a big shout-out to Paul Crawley. And we understand some good news. His daughter is moving back into the greatest state of the union, North Carolina. She's been up in New York working for about a year or so. And
she's been held prisoner of war. What's happened? Yeah, she finally escaped. Yeah, she'll be escaping tomorrow morning, from what I understand, and coming back this way.
That's good news for Kayla. She was a member of that 2008 State volleyball championship team. Here come the Maroon Devils on the kickoff return. We get it back out across the 30, running from one side to the other. That's Donovan Grunewald, a true freshman, number 6, and he goes all the way down to the 35-yard line. An outstanding kickoff return.
Great return. I got opportunity to watch him play a little bit with the JV program this year. And he's got great wheels, great presence on the field. He's just going to get bigger and stronger and faster over the next few years.
And he's already a 6-footer, 163 pounds as a freshman. So a good run over there. And the Maroon Devils now get the ball back. And I know another guy glad that Kayla Crawley's back in North Carolina. That's a young man named Cody White. So
yeah, he's actually if he's landed up there by now, they're going to be driving back tomorrow morning. So he took a flight up there this afternoon, and they should be headed back to at least Charlotte tomorrow.
And good news, and we wish them safe travels. Here we come running to the left side, breaking a couple of tackles. But, wow, again, coming up over there is 32, Anthony Johnson, and 40, Kean Pearson. And
two big-time plays. Number 40, I think he's paying for it right now. He's down. It was a little more of a lick than what he anticipated.
He got up too quick, didn't
he? Yeah, he did, and he's a little bit addled right there. And it's one of those things that
and there's Hunter Call on the carry. You don't see Hunter carry it a whole lot, but wow, he gave as much as he got on that tackle.
Yeah, it was a bad collision there, and that's one of those after effects from it. That's a boxer's type deal there, where when you first make that kind of contact, you don't really feel it, and then about 10 seconds into it, you're numb all over. You don't really know what happened.
And yeah, your head's a little funny, and yeah, you're not thinking clearly at all. But they're working on him, and we hope he's going to be okay. That's again number 40, who helped out on the tackle, Kean Pearson, who scored on that 2-point conversion pass reception just a couple of minutes ago. And fans, while they work on this young man, we're going to take a break down the line. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be right back here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hello, Maroon Devil fans. This is Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, asking you to come out and support our Maroon Devils during this upcoming sports year. I know what it's like to wear the maroon and white and the dedication to excellence it takes to reach your goals. Like so many of the teammates I had the honor of playing with, together we accomplished some great things. I have taken the same dedication and lessons I've learned from the playing fields with me to Farley Insurance to become the best insurance agent I can be, and then some. Whether it's home, auto, life, health, business, or commercial, Farley Insurance is dedicated to making sure we take care of you and your family. Come be a part of the largest independently owned insurance company in the Smoky Mountain Conference, located at 264 U.S. Highway 19, Bryson City, North Carolina. Numbers 828-366-2555. Again, 828-366-2555. I'm Michael Watson with Farley Insurance, your hometown insurance agent. And go Big Maroon.
Fans, welcome back. And again, we hope number 40 is going to be okay. Talking about Kean Pearson. He's over on the sideline. He's up, walking around, and that's normally a very good sign. We hope he's going to be okay. And by the way, one corrected score. Cherokee leads Murphy 14-12 at halftime. Very interesting score indeed, as Cherokee's kind of under the weather with some injuries and other situations. And now down the sideline, taken all the way to the house. There's number 3, Lucas Brown. He turned that speed on.
Stepped out on the 4, they're saying right there. But it looked like to me he had made it. He hopped on one foot there, trying to stay inside that line. So,
but I tell you, this kid Lucas Brown is a junior, number 3, but he has some good wheels.
Yeah. He hits this jet sweep on the run right here, just running by most of them. Good seal blocks on the outside out here to keep the linebackers out of it. And then he just turns the jet zone.
Yeah.
And gets upfield.
Let's see if he really does step out of bounds. And, yeah, he did. He stepped out of bounds. But we'll thank goodness for instant replay.
Yeah.
So, of course, now – it seems like every college in the country has instant replay. It's becoming a requirement, and it's quite a tool.
It really is.
In a lot of ways.
And at first, I thought it was kind of ridiculous that they were going to do that much reviewing, but it really has changed the game. And I if it's affordable or feasible to do on every level there is, then it'd be a great idea. But it's not. So
You're right.
A lot of it is in the hands of the officials, and a lot of people felt like, well, they were taking it out of the hands of the officials. Well, sometimes you got to know the truth about a situation.
Exactly. And sometimes they make mistakes. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Zach Klein puts the extra point up and in, and the Maroon Devils lead now 46-8. But, Coach, you're right. Even the Southern Conference next year, all the schools have it pretty much this year, but next year they're required to have instant replay. And the thing is, it does cost money. You got to have the cameras, and you got to have that three-man crew up in the booth to review those plays. Yeah. So it is an expensive situation.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, that in 30 years of coaching football, I had one official come to me and admit that he probably missed that one. So that was only one official. And
wow.
So it never happened before that, never happened after. But I always really respected the guy for doing that, because he said, in afterthought, I probably missed that one. But you didn't hear that from anybody else. So,
wow. That to me, that's more of a man who could admit that.
Well, yeah, he did. And it was after the ball game. He came up into the office up there, and he's, Coach, I've been running that over my mind. I think I might have blew that one for you.
Hey, well, good for him. Hey, they're humans too, and they make mistakes. Here comes the kickoff again. This is going to be Gavin Lanning, number 14, and they're bringing it back out to the 34-yard line. On the return is the Gladiator Sports Academy with 10:52 and counting here in the third quarter. Maroon Devils up 46-8. Now the clock stops, and but again, Coach, it's a cool, breezy night here at Swain County High School. Not a big crowd here tonight, as you might guess, on a cold night like this. But we hope our fans will get their traveling shoes on, because no football next Friday, but in 2 weeks we'll have our first playoff game.
Yeah, and we won't know until that's all the playoffs, all the conferences are finished down the central part of the state, exactly who will be going where and when. So next.
And that's right, as Joe Holt just told us on the headset, we can't carry those games live on video. Now we can audio.
Right.
So here, first down, and looks like the Gladiator Sports Academy is going to call a timeout. And talking about some of those dates, fans, let me pass along some of those dates due to the altered playoff schedule with the Hurricane Florence situation here. But I know in cross country, as Toby Burrow was talking about, the state championships are coming up tomorrow, November 3rd, so they're no change. State championships in cross country, and we want to wish our athletes the very best. Also coming up, as we look down the line, as we mentioned, no playoffs coming up next Friday. The seeding for the high school football playoffs will be held on November 10, and that's going to be delayed a week as well. Then the first round of the high school playoffs will begin 2 weeks from tonight on November 16. But again, the seeding is going to be on November 10. So you can check their website once they get that done and find out who's going to be playing where and who they're playing. And that's always a lot of fun.
There'll be a whole lot of traveling going on. And that's just the way it is. And we have to wait and see who's in them to see where everybody's going to be going, because you never can tell how far you'll have to go.
And sometimes it's a lot of miles. Here they come. They pitch it out to the right side. Maroon Devils are there. They break a tackle. They spin out and still going. But, again, good pursuit by a Maroon Devil defense. Leading the charge over there is going to be Bryn Jackson, number 60, also getting up. Again, there's Trip Peterson, 41. And I've noticed 60 and 41, these guys, they have a nose for the football.
Yeah, they're starting to find their way around out there, and they're trying to make some things happen. And trying to get in position to make plays and make tackles.
And there were 62 who made the initial hit on him. Aiden Allison, a sophomore. And I keep hearing that wind blow, Coach, and I'm trying to close the window, but the wind is upstairs with Joe with Joe and Emma Dingle up on top of the press box. No, I'm just giving you a hard time, Joe. But second down, they throw it left side, and there's going to be probably a penalty flag, the first one tonight. And obviously that's pass interference coming up from behind.
Yeah, it looked like he may have got there. They're thinking he got there a little bit early, but I thought he did a pretty good job of covering the receiver myself. But there again, we don't have instant replay. Well, we got it up here.
That's it. We can watch it.
But they're not going to be able to watch it. So we'll be able to make up our own mind here if we're on it to see it.
So there's going to be pass interference against our Maroon Devils secondary.
Yeah.
And but good coverage over there. He was all over that receiver over there on their sideline.
Well, a lot of times it's a bang-bang type thing. You know, the ball gets there, and sometimes you get there a little early. If you're going to have a penalty, to me, that's the kind of penalty you want. If it has to happen, that's it right there, because that's just a young man trying to make a play.
That's it. First down and 10 now. The Gladiators bring 3 wide. Coming over here, their big guy, Anthony Johnson. They like to go to him. Got to keep an eye on him at all times. And they roll to the right, looking right. They throw it right down the middle of the field. Jump ball, intercepted. Bringing it back over there. The Maroon Devils, that is, now let's see. That is,
number yet.
That's 81, Brandon Salinas.
Okay.
So good pick over there by Brandon.
He went up and got that ball at its highest point. I love seeing this.
He made a good play on it.
I used to refer to it as it's a jump ball in basketball. And kids that play basketball understand this. Watch him when he leaves his feet. He goes to the highest point. That doesn't allow a receiver then to come back underneath you and make a play. You don't want it to come on down into your arms. You want to use your hands and go as high as you can go and get it at its highest point there.
Good timing. He cut right in front of their wide receiver and came down with the football. Now we have it back, 9:50 to play, leading 46-8. And here comes the jet sweep out to the left side, out to the 45-50. This one may get down the sideline. And, did he step out of bounds? I'm afraid he did at the 26-yard line. But, again, that's Lucas Brown, and he almost busted another one. And, again, just a nice handoff here. And here we go.
Great shape, setting everything up, looks inside, sees the outside sealed up, and just comes on around the edge and turns those burners on.
And there's another good downfield block again by 81, Brandon Salinas, who set all this up with the interception. But again, Lucas Brown showing some good wheels, just stepped out of bounds over there, running out of room on the sideline. First down and 10, Maroon Devils now at the 26-yard line. And the pass is going to be complete. And, boy, I tell you, Connor Hyatt just gunned it right in the belly over there of 41, Trip Peterson.
Yeah, I'm telling you, these young receivers, he's throwing darts at them. And these guys are hanging on to it. It's kind of amazing. It really is, because most of the time, younger receivers, their hands, they have a little bit of trouble with it. But now I'm telling you, they're doing a great job of hanging on this football, because he's not taking anything off of it.
No, he's zipping it. Boy, talking about that, we inducted 2 quarterbacks into our Hall of Fame the other day. Danny Muse and one Scotty McMahon. Good guys all around.
Yep.
This time we fake the jet sweep. Connor goes the other way, out to the 20, turns the corner, 15. They got him by the back of the jersey and drag him down.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a horse collar or not, but that doesn't matter at this point in time. Connor did a great job of getting it out there, and the defender was doing everything he could to try to keep from getting beat onto the secondary. Yeah, good play fake. Gets on the corner there running with the football, and then it becomes a foot race.
And coming after him over there is number 24 on the tackle, Logan Sapp. We've called his name a bunch tonight as well.
Yeah, he's a hustler too out there. Seemed like right in the second quarter he kind of started coming on into himself.
First down and 10 now. Connor runs it straight up the gut, and this time they get him turned around, and he's knocked down at the 11-yard line, moving the football down the field here in the third quarter.
Yeah, good zone read play right there. He's run this at practice, I guarantee you, a bunch of times. He's looking at that end up there. They're pulling the guard and the tackle, and he's just pulling the ball down and getting I bet he wishes he'd stay a little bit more to the outside right there, but he got what he got there.
They did, 32 after him, but again, good run down to just inside the 12-yard line with 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. And again, Connor has played a lot of good football here tonight. Doing a good job at the quarterback spot. This time back in the shotgun, runs to the left side, has some room, cuts it inside down to the 5, and he gets in. Touchdown, Connor Hyatt. And that's good second effort. He was hit at the 2. Kept driving.
He could have went down easily there earlier, but he didn't. He saw it. He could smell that end zone, and it was one of those deals where he did not want to be denied on this play. This is just a great lead play with the back lead now here on the edge for him, getting a chip block right there off the edge, and he's trying to find him a seam to get into, and right there it is.
Good block by Trip Peterson. Also down there, Lucas Brown, number 3, trying to help pave the way, and he just stays on his feet and crosses that goal line. That's just good second effort. Now the point after touchdown is going to be up, and it's going to be good as well. So good job down there again by Zach Klein. Booting it up and in. The Maroon Devils leading 53-8 with 7:45 to play here in this third quarter on a Friday night. And And, Coach, again, we want to just take a moment here and recognize our banner sponsors. Great Beginnings, Pediatric Dental Specialist, Crisp Funeral Home, Smith & Company Accountants, Andrews Welding and Machine Shop, McClanahan's, Edward Jones, K&B Catering and Barbecue, Farley Insurance, also Loose Moose, Pepsi, Subway, United Community Bank, James Ridgeway Dentistry, The Iron Skillet, Pizza Hut. Enjoyed some of that good stuff here at halftime. Smoky Mountain Pediatrics, First Citizens Bank, First Baptist Church, and a big thank you to Napa Auto for the pallet of water they donated to athletics. And I tell you, water's not cheap. Try buying some. That's some bucks when you bring a whole pallet.
It sounds weird, but that's the truth. Yeah.
Yeah, who would have known 40 years ago would be paying for water? And,
water in a bottle. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good coverage downfield by the kickoff team. Down there with a good hit is 23. That is Gage Jones, another one of those freshmen.
Yeah, a lot of playing time for these young guys out here under the lights tonight. It's a good thing to see.
It really is. And, hey, these are our future Friday night varsity players. They're getting a taste of it here. Not a lot of JVs get this kind of opportunity, but it's good to see them learning on the job. Not much better than on-the-job training now. 7 minutes to play, third quarter. And here comes the Gladiator Sports Academy. They've used a little bit different set here in the second half, only a one-back set instead of a two-back set behind the quarterback. They fire it out to the right side. Oh, just a little too tall over here for their wide receiver, 18, Brennan Tedder, who's not a tall young man anyway, and just kind of overshot him.
Yeah, he kind of small. He was trying to run an out route right there, and he just overthrew him. That's a hard target to hit out there in the wide side of the field anyway.
Oh, no doubt. So now second down and 10 to go. And again, don't forget, fans, no football next Friday, 2 weeks from tonight. And, of course, we'll try to have everything passed out to all our fans as soon as that information becomes available here in a couple of weeks when they do the seedings and everything. Get that ready to go. Back to throw. Their quarterback again. It's going to be Aldrich McMahon. Fires, got his man, and he's forced out of bounds down near the 40-yard line. And a good catch and run over here, but a good hustle by Lucas Brown, and also 31, Carson Taylor on the tackle, and 59, Elias Watkins.
Yeah, a lot of new faces in there now.
Yes. I think most of the Maroon Devils who are not injured have been getting some playing time tonight. Good to see. And good to see our varsity guys over here on the sideline kind of pulling for those underclassmen. And again, 7 seniors tonight. Quickly, they are Jacob Waldrop, Hunter Call, Gage Southards, Jesse Waldrop, Daniel Ammons, Hunter Burrow, and Nolan Brown. 7 seniors, more than likely playing their last game here on Boyce Dietz Field at Swain County Memorial Stadium, as will more than likely be on the road in 2 weeks in the first round of the playoffs. High snap, quarterback rolls to his right, trying to find some room, and does, steps out of bounds, and I think, oh my goodness, he stepped out a yard shy of the first down at the 41.
He wasn't real sure where he was at on the field right there. He was attempting to get that first down there, get all he could get anyway, and as we closed in on him, but it's going to end up being fourth down.
Just a little short fourth down now with 4:56 to play, third quarter. And, boy, I tell you what, talking about good football games, and I know you college football fans are aware of this, but Alabama and LSU tomorrow night's not a bad football game.
Yeah, that's the truth, and it's going to be a showdown, and there's a lot of people waiting in the wings out there saying they can't wait for one of them to lose so they can bump some of them other ones up in the rankings, because most of the rest of the country gets tired of hearing about Alabama and Clemson, but they are, to me, they're two. There they are. They're two good best football teams in the country.
They are the two best,
and they've been proving it. Week in and week out, but we have those conversations at my house, and everybody gets loud because I just don't understand some of these rankings. But the committee's supposed to. I think they vote this weekend. So
yeah, they come back out with a new top 4 on Tuesday.
Right.
And so it's going to be first down, Maroon Devils. By the way, Gladiator Sports Academy went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. We stopped them, and we have the ball back. But, Coach, I think you're right. Of course, LSU has that just dynamic defense, but Alabama has that outstanding offense. Should be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
They get after it. And they're playing at LSU, and that place is crazy. Here we go. Toss to the right side. This looks like Donovan Groenewald again with another good run to the right side. But again, good penetration out there by their secondary. Coming up is a good tackle over there. And again, that's 24, Logan Sapp.
Yep, making a great play. We're trying to beat them to the edge right here and just unable to outrun them all the way to the corner.
Yeah. Good help over there also by number 80. We've called his name Cody Howell several times for the Gladiator Sports Academy out of Arden. And Maroon Devils getting the play called in from the sideline. Again, Connor Hyatt. I think Damian Lossy played some in the first quarter, but he's given away to Connor, and Connor has played the rest of the way. Sometimes under center, sometimes back in the gun. This time he tosses left side. Here we go. This is one of his favorite running back mates, Donovan Groenewald again, freshman, running for very close to a first down at their 30-yard line.
Yeah, we'll look at the spot. It looks like it's going to be a little bit short if they spot it according to the head linesman over there, about a yard short. So this would be an opportunity right here for them to convert on third down. This is rather than big plays, you got to work for it right here.
Got to earn it. But, Coach, you're right. Those teams like Georgia, Notre Dame, Michigan, they're all waiting in the wings to jump in there if somebody slips. So it's going to be an interesting run down to the end of the regular season here. Third down, handoff left side, big hole, and a big first down.
Yep.
Down to the 22-yard line. Nice run down there again. And again, that's Donovan, number 6 on the carry.
Yeah, nice veer play. It's the same play he ran in with the JVs. He knows that play, and Connor gets the ball to him, and I don't even think they asked Connor to read this one. Just give him the football and let him go with it.
So a good running. First down and 10 now. Just over a minute and a half to play in the third quarter. A 53-8 Maroon Devil lead. Split backs behind Connor, who's under center. Twins on the left side. And here we go, running to the right side. And good job over there running and blocking as well. This time carrying is going to be Isaiah Collins, number 2, another true freshman.
Yeah, on the outside veer there, and he hits that veer lane right where he needs to. You see the down blocks at the top of the screen. He hugs those down blocks, then gets you a little bit of lateral movement. To get out, try to get away from those linebackers.
Good job over there by the guys blocking over there around that C gap with a minute to play now in the third quarter. Split backs again, same set. This time we run to the left side, and they penetrate this pretty well. Anthony Johnson again, 32, coming up there to help on the stop.
Yeah, we're just staying with the veer game right here. It's the same blocking scheme as it was on the other side. Just giving them some experience of down blocking. You can see them trying to get up on that big linebacker in there. He's trying to hit that seam. They close it from outside in. And like I say, I'm pretty sure they're just telling Connor, don't read it, give it to him. Because if he starts to read it and sees them close like that, he's going to score.
Third down now. Maroon Devils need about 5. And we hand off right up the gut this time. And getting close down there, though, at the 12-yard line. Good run down there. And then, Coach, this may be a dumb question for you, but we're playing a lot of JVs out there tonight. How much difference, if any, is there between what the JVs do on offense and what the varsity does on offense?
All the basis of it is exactly the same. Yeah. You know, and as a coaching staff, you try to share that. But you've always got to realize that their players may be different. I always told our coaches, find out what your kids can do. If you got a kid that can just outrun everybody to the edge, pitch him the football. Don't worry so much about getting all the veer blocks right and all that to begin with.
Get him
Use
outside.
the talent of what you have there. Now, if you've got a bunch of kids that can knock people off the football and can run it up in there, do so. You've got a quarterback that can zip it and receivers that can hang on to the football, then have at it. But it all starts with the same basic principle of philosophy. But you've got to be able to adapt it to players. And that's the one thing that I really tried to work on with our staff is watching the kids during the off season, see who was developing certain things, getting them out here in the summer and letting them run around and throw balls to them and do different things and take them over there and let them block them sleds and all that stuff. And you could see right quick what their talents were. So you could adapt a whole lot of things to that.
And, Coach, talking about talent, sometimes it's amazing how much a young man can change in 1 year, from one season to the next during the off season.
It's crazy. They just all of a sudden, we were talking earlier about the switch or the light comes on, and when it does, they react differently to what they're seeing, and all of a sudden they actually become easier to coach, and they start trying to understand the game.
Connor pitches out to the left side. Here comes Donovan again, cutting back inside this time, running into a lot of traffic, led by their horse over there, Anthony Johnson, in the backfield doing a good job. But our guys doing a good job. Here we go, kind of blocking on that edge.
Yep, trying to keep everybody pinned down and or kicked out. And we missed a kick out block right there, and he closes from the outside in and makes the play on us.
So now Maroon Devils looking at a second down. We need about 4. Just underway in the fourth quarter. Maroon Devils knocking on the door again down there inside the red zone. And we run to the right side. And just a short game, but positive yardage over there for number 2 again, Isaiah Collins, 5'8", 145-pound freshman.
Yeah, you can see what's going on right here. That they're just trying to get these young running backs up in there and get them up in the line of scrimmage with the football. Let them have some of that experience of having to fight their way upfield through all those bodies.
So a lot of folks, one thing about it, these kids from Gladiator Sports Academy, they're still playing hard and trying to make plays, and the Maroon Devils get in the end zone.
Yep.
And there's a touchdown run for Mr. Isaiah Collins, number 2, and he's got to be a happy guy getting on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and he's been a workhorse in here this series, and this was his opportunity. There's the veer block. He hugs it and punches it into the end zone.
Good work, and got across the goal line. He's good to go. So Maroon Devils now for the PAT and getting ready to get the point after underway. Not sure what we're a man short. Waiting on another guy to get in there, Lucas Brown.
That's the tough part right here. When these special teams have to get started, and you've got all these young people in there.
And he's the center.
Yeah,
he's the snapper.
Yeah, you're not real sure who's even supposed to be in the ballgame, and they're darn sure not sure. So you're reaching and grabbing players and saying, what can you do there? But that's part of it. That's part of the excitement of it is getting kids out there and letting them do different things. Let them experience the game.
Oh, no doubt. And, Coach, and as every coach knows, the snapper on your extra points and on your punts, that long snapper has a really important job.
I always used to look for young men who had big hands. Some of the best we ever had were either receivers. We've even used a quarterback to snap because you can do that. But because their hands were so good and they were so used to handling that ball that they ended up being some of the best snappers we had, not linemen, but because linemen hardly ever get to use their hands except to block with. And so I would look for these specialty guys that were to do our long snapping because we had fewer problems with it when we did that.
I'll tell you, in that case, Heath Schuler would have been a great long snapper because he's got some of the biggest hands I've ever seen.
Well, in 2004, we had Craig Autry. Craig was a tight end for us.
Yeah.
Big kid and big long arms and big, just huge hands. And he got to where we just brought him out during the spring one year and got him started snapping that thing. And, man, he was as good as any I'd ever coached.
Wow. And that's the key is getting the right talent in the right spot.
Yep.
And so now 8:23 to play in the fourth quarter. Gladiator Sports Academy has the football back as we kick it back to them. And now the clock is going to be running as the Maroon Devils have a 60-8 lead. At last check, Cherokee and Murphy have a real barn burner going on. Robbinsville leads Andrews by 10 in the third, 27-17. Rosman led Hayesville 21-7. And we have
just had an update from Coach Burrell. Murphy 35. They're ahead 35-14.
Wow, they blew that one open in a hurry. They throw it down the field, and this one is just going to be coming up short. Cherokee led 14-12 at halftime, but I'd say Coach Gentry might have had a word of prayer with them at halftime.
Yeah, it's probably one of those deals where everybody has jet lag at some point in time, and if you have to give it up, you give it up in the first half of a ball game, but then you finish. So,
and they are very capable of finishing. They have a lot of that senior talent this year at Murphy. They have, I think, 13 seniors, and so they're going to be graduating a lot of folks over there this year. But here we go, second down. Got a man in motion now. Rolling to the right side, it's going to be McMahon. Their quarterback throws incomplete down the field. But, Coach, I got to tell you, you ought to be proud of one son named Cody White. I know you're proud of both your sons, but Cody White did a good job over there at that Murphy football game commentating. He knows the game very well.
He does. He was a student of the game. He grew up around it. He and his brother both. I mean, they were pretty much field rats. They spent their afternoons while we were at practice. They got off the bus up there and did their homework in that shed down there at the end of the practice field, and then they spent the rest of the time tackling those dummies and being out there with those kids, getting run over. I don't know how many times they got knocked down and beat up, but they learned the game by just being around a lot of players.
Got a man in motion now, and Cody and Colin both professionals doing well in their chosen fields. Pass going to be too tall. They throw it incomplete over there on the right side. But that makes parents proud when you see your kids doing well.
Yeah, and he still watches the game. He tries to analyze things, just sitting around watching the game for the fun of it. He sees things that that bother him at times, and then he sees things that people do real well. But he was they were a lot of fun to coach. That's one of the hardest things you'll ever do is try to coach your own kids.
Oh wow!
And because you think other mamas don't appreciate it, their mamas sometimes don't appreciate what you're doing. So it gets pretty rowdy.
Oh, I have no doubt. 4th down and 10 now for the Gladiators. This time they have a wing over there on the right side as they have twins on the left. Low snap. They're going to punt it on the quick kick, and it's going to take a roll down to the 37-yard line where we'll have it now 1st down and 10. But fans, don't forget, and I know I've said this a lot, but if you're tuning in tonight for the first time, whether on the radio or on the Maroon Devils Network, no football next Friday. All our mountain teams are going to get a week off to get ready for the playoffs. So 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be in the playoffs, more than likely on the road somewhere.
Yeah, and I hope we find somebody out there that and what are the players. I'm sure Coach Blankenship's going to talk to them about. When the playoffs start, the night you lose, the season's over. Okay, that's it. There's no coming back next week to practice. Next, getting all the gear.